goaltending matchup here in a moment, but let's talk about the matchup and get your keys to the game, Paul. They're brought to you by Relax Honda. Relax, we got this.
We talked about this the other night. To me, the key to the whole game was they had to kill a penalty 2 minutes and 31 seconds for 2:31 to start the third period. Montreal scores there in a tie game. They blow the roof off the place, and it's 3-2 Montreal. We're probably talking about a whole different result. But Buffalo killed that penalty to the point where Montreal didn't even get any scoring chances. The crowd sat down. It was the first time in 2 games I could hear myself think. And then you could see the Sabres like, okay, we're going to be fine. We need a goal. We're going to win this game. You could just tell they felt that way. And the crowd almost kind of felt that way because they never really got into the game again. And it looked like Buffalo Sabres hockey that we have seen since December.
One of the things that was so impressive in the clinching series win in Boston, Paul, was that they went the entire game without taking a penalty. The last game, you and I spent both intermissions talking about them taking undisciplined penalties. Look, they go out in the third. A piece of killing off that penalty, as you mentioned, of course, is huge. But they go without a penalty in the third. I feel like it's a big part of them playing well in this series. Stay disciplined. Lindy Ruff, to quote him, he said, we lost the discipline battle, or I'm paraphrasing now. Yeah, they lost that discipline kind of thing that he talked about in those games in Montreal.
They did, but as stupid as this sounds, the best thing that happened to him was Byram's double minor, because they did kill that 2:31 off in such spectacular fashion to start the third period. They got all the momentum off of that.
Yeah.
So it turned out to be the momentum boost they needed to get to their game. But, of course, you just still don't want to take that penalty.
Absolutely. All right, Paul's Keys. Again, brought to you by Relax Honda. Relax, we got this. I was talking about this with Chopin Bulldog yesterday about players that really had an impact, and I brought up Mattias Samuelsson first. 6 hits, 6 block shots. Oh, yeah, and the opening goal of the game. And just how natural even he looks like now joining the rush, getting down and low when he got that set up from Norris. And he also, Paul, looks like he's a defenseman that's a goal scorer now. He's just picking his spots when he's shooting. A real complete effort from him. Second star, worthy honors there.
Well, we just heard Lindy Ruff talk about, we saw how many minutes he and Timmins played. They both played over 21 minutes, and they both were over 7 minutes in penalty killing time. Those are hard minutes. When you're penalty killing, those are extra hard minutes that they had to put in. Over 7 minutes, and Samuelsson still was the star of the game, along with Luukkonen. You could either way, whatever first second you wanted to go, they were the top 2 stars. But that's what impressed me, is he still did everything you talked about and had to kill over 7 minutes in penalties, which are hard minutes.
All right, let's finish with the goaltending matchup, Paul, as we go between the pipes.
Luukkonen, his 4th game, 2-1 with a 3.37 goals against and an 8.73 save percentage. Dobish, 12th game, 6-5, 2.22 with a 9.14 save percentage.
Okay, Paul, thanks for all your work on the pregame. We'll be talking throughout the game.
Okay.
All right, Paul will be with us during the intermissions and on the postgame. We'll have live locker room sound from Paul, player interviews, and, of course, live podium feed from the coaches and the players of the game. That's all coming up here. All right, we're just about set for Game 5. Buffalo and Montreal, the series not at a 2. We'll get you to the Anthems, and then Dan and Rob with the call when we return right after this on the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ever open your utility bill and wonder, how is it this high? Blue Star Home Services knows you can't control surging utility rates, but you can control your home's invisible leak. 8 out of 10 homes aren't properly insulated. Is yours one of them? Quietly costing you more than it should every month? As Western New York's home comfort and insulation experts, Blue Star keeps homes cozy in the winter and cool in the summer. Their comfort solutions can cut your energy bills up to 40%. Blue Star Home Services. Comfort you can feel. Savings you can measure. Visit BlueStarHS.com.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Get BuffaloLaw.com. Get BuffaloLaw.com. They don't play, they make them pay. Injured, get help today. Get Buffalo Law. They know the way. Get BuffaloLaw.com.
Cantor, Wolf, Castro, and Hall, 959 Kenmore Avenue, Buffalo, New York. Attorney advertising. Injured? Get BuffaloLaw.com. 716-848-8000.
I'm John Woyden, president of Great Lakes Building Systems, where our business is protecting your business. We install and service complex fire protection, security, and video monitoring systems. You've worked hard to build your business. Protect your employees, yourself, and your assets by leaving your company's security to the experts. Call Great Lakes Building Systems at 892 Lake for a comprehensive security assessment. We keep an eye on your business so you don't have to. Protecting your business is our business.
Call Great Lakes Building Systems at 892 Lake or go to glbs-inc.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-948-7878. That's 800-948-7878.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
WGR Buffalo, WGR-FM HD1 Weathersfield, W284AP Buffalo, and WKSE HD2 Niagara Falls.
An Odyssey sports station.
This is Buffalo Sabres playoff hockey.
Tage scores! Tage! TNT Thompson! Greatness from Tage Thompson to tie the game at 2. Shot scores! Matthias Samuelsson! Empty net! Alex Tuch scores! That was magic!
Every goal, every save, every play, every hit. Hear it happen here. The radio home of your Atlantic Division champion, Buffalo Sabres. It's game time and time to play some hockey on the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to downtown Buffalo and KeyBank Center. It's Game 5 of the Eastern Conference semifinals between the Montreal Canadiens and the Buffalo Sabres. We'll get you to Dan Dunleavy and Rob Ray. They'll have the play-by-play coming up in just a matter of moments right here on the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network. Welcome to the Press Box, everyone. I'm Brian Colziel. Thanks for being with us. We want to welcome all of our local affiliate stations that have just joined us here on the broadcast just after 7 o'clock Eastern. The Sabres coming in off of taking Game 4 and knotting this series up at 2 games apiece with a 3-2 win in Montreal over the Canadiens 2 nights ago. Matthias Samuelsson opened the scoring for the Sabres to give them an early 1-0 lead. Alex Newhook tied it just past the halfway point of the first. It was 1-1 late into the first before Cole Caulfield gave Montreal a power play lead at 2-1. That was the score after 1 period of play. Into the second, the Sabres end up scoring a power play goal. Tage Thompson gets a nice bounce off of the sidewall, in off of Dobish and in, and a 2-2 game heading to the third. Buffalo started the third with a key penalty kill off of a 4-minute high sticking call of Bo Byram. Eventually, the Sabres get a power play opportunity, and at 4:41 of the game, Zach Benson in the third period gets his 4th of the playoffs and a nice setup from Josh Doan in front of the power play to give the Sabres a 3-2 lead and an eventual 3-2 victory. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen was excellent in the game. He was first star, 28 saves. He'll be back in the nets tonight for Game 5 as the Sabres hoping to regain the lead in this series coming back home to KeyBank Center. When we come back, we'll get to the national anthems and then hand things off to Dan and Rob. It's Game 5, Sabres and Canadiens. The wait is over. We're ready for puck drop when we return right after this on the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Today, get Buffalo Law. They know the way. Get BuffaloLaw.com.
Cantor Wolf Castro and Hall, 959 Kenmore Avenue, Buffalo, New York. Attorney advertising. Injured? Get BuffaloLaw.com. 716-848-8000.
I'm John Woyden, president of Great Lakes Building Systems, where our business is protecting your business. We install and service complex fire protection, security, and video monitoring systems. You've worked hard to build your business. Protect your employees, yourself, and your assets by leaving your company's security to the experts. Call Great Lakes Building Systems at 892 Lake for a comprehensive security assessment. We keep an eye on your business so you don't have to. Protecting your business is our business.
Call Great Lakes Building Systems at 892 Lake or go to glbs-inc.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-948-7878. That's 800-948-7878.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
This broadcast is presented by Bet365, where winning is everything. Download the Bet365
app. Fans all on their feet waving the towels as the team being introduced right now. The Sabres in their all blue sweaters, gold numbers, gold trims. The Canadiens, their classic whites with the blue numbers and the red trim. Well, the lineup, would there be any changes? None for the Sabres. Lindy Ruff going back to Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen in goal. Consta Helenius, who got in for the first time in Game 4, he will stay. The final pair defensively for Buffalo remains Luke Shen and Connor Timmins. Of course, Jakob Dobisch in goal for Montreal on the other side. All right, that'll wrap up the pregame here. I'll be with you, along with Paul Hamilton, throughout our intermissions and the postgame show. For now, though, we are just about set for game number 5 as the teams are lined up on their respective blue lines right now, just about getting ready for our national anthems. Okay, we will send things over to Jay Moran, the public address. For now, Brian Koziel handing things off. The anthems, and then Dan and Rob with Game 5, Sabres and the Canadiens. Enjoy.
On May 14th, 2022. We now ask that you please rise, if you are able, and remove your hats for the presentation of the colors by the Erie County Sheriff's Honor Guard. And now the singing of O Canada and the Star-Spangled Banner, performed tonight by Cammie Clooney.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the
It is time for Game 5. The Sabres back home to take on the Montreal Canadiens. And home ice advantage, it hasn't meant much, but if it's going to mean anything, it's this best 2 out of 3 series, and it's got to mean something.
Well, that's what it's come down to now. The great thing is you got a couple of those games at home. You've got to come out. You've got to establish it here early. Take it to this hockey team. Get in front of Dobisch. Make it a little more difficult on him. Stay out of the penalty box, but I think the big thing is here, too, get pucks to the net as much as you possibly can.
Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen made 29 saves in Buffalo's Game 4 win over Montreal, the most saves by a goaltender in a Buffalo uniform to win a playoff game this season. And Jakob Dobisch, of course, the 24-year-old, so far has seemed unflappable. The Sabres will see if they can't get to him here for at least 2 more games. And maybe did they chip away at that block a little bit in Game 4 in Montreal. Chris Rooney and Graham Skilletier are the referees. Bevan Mills and Keel Murchison on the lines in Buffalo from left to right. into the Montreal zone to start it off. The Canadiens starting the top line, and the Sabres starting a very familiar grouping that have had success. Benson, Norris, and Doan as the puck is sent into the Montreal corner. Up the near wall, Slavkovsky under pressure from Samuelson. And it's a puck up the far wall right side as Caulfield way ahead of the play, but covered nicely by Dahlin. And Buffalo will get puck possession back again, and Zach Benson holds while both teams finish their line change.
Yeah, you want a lot of patience here at the beginning of this hockey game. You don't want to get yourself in a jackpot here. Just stick to your game, get it in deep, and just start working it down low. And that's where you're going to gain momentum here. Get them backed off a little bit. Put a little more pressure on the defense here of the Montreal Canadiens than what you have the last little while.
Here's Anderson carrying it in over on the right side. Plays it behind the net for Texier. This line with their speed has been a little bit of a problem for the Sabres that they're trying to figure out, but good crowd in front of the net. They're helping Luukkonen out, and Byron's pass sprints the attack onto the left side for a shot that goes wide. As the Sabres come out now into the Montreal zone with power to the far circle for a shot. And shots on goal are what Tage Thompson is looking for here, of course. In the corner with the puck now, tried to slide it in front. Matheson intercepts, Power comes up with it, and that is tipped to the corner as he threw that towards the net. Peyton Krebs shoved to the ice, plays it back to Timmins, throws it on net. Dobish deflects it to the corner with the blocker, and the puck is played around the wall by Deneau. And now it's the Sabres pinching in again, that time Timmins. Here's Helenius with a shot off the side of the net from the right wing. In behind the net. Sabres with good possession here. Up top, Timmins to the far circle. Here comes the shot, scores! Great traffic in front. And referee running into Matheson at the end of the play there. But the Buffalo Sabres get the first goal of the game here. 2 minutes in, it's 1-0.
Yeah, I think Jason Zucker's going to get a deflection here in front of the net. It's going to be a good shot from Jack Quinn on the left side, and they're just looking to get these pucks through. And he fires it through, and yeah, the little redirection there, just about 3-4 feet above the blue paint. And Jason Zucker looks to get his stick on that. You had Dahlin, you had Helenius, and everybody up front. Matheson gives Helenius a shot right in the head right after the goal goes in as well. But nevertheless, Sabres a couple shots here getting their first goal just 2 minutes in to this first period.
Yeah, a couple of deflections there, and Lindy keeps talking about good starts. They got another one here, and that gets the crowd into it early. One thing to do it on the road, you lift the building up a little bit right off the hop. And Greenway, little touch pass. Mallenstein's ahead of the play. It'll be a shoot in by McLeod. McLeod challenged by his coach to bring all aspects of his game here tonight. So you're going to think he's going to be dialed in here as he'll back off into the Sabres bench. Starting the line change for the fourth. Here comes Norris. Keeps the play in the zone. Shot from the line is blocked. Norris with a backhand pass for Greenway. And that is played to the near corner. Montreal will just clear it out there as Demidov sends it down the ice, and this will go right to Luukkonen, so no icing.
Yeah, the pressure the Sabres able to put on here in the offensive zone. The Montreal having a little trouble with it right now, and just throwing kind of pucks away, putting them into areas, and the Sabres doing a good job of having their feet going and coming up with these pucks.
On the right wall, Doan plays it behind the net. Benson for Norris. Puck hopped on his stick. Doan is there quickly. He'll throw it to open ice. Rasmus Dahlin on the left wall. Nice move to the corner. Hit by Dobson. Leaves it there. We got a tie-up with Doc and Doan here on the right side as the puck is finally played to that corner of the ice. And now Dobson behind the net. Sabres stepping up quick here with their forecheck pressure. You've got to defend here on the quick counter. Canadians like to jump up early, and they do for a shot. Stopped by Luukkonen. Rebound as Luukkonen covers the far side of the net. Doc gets it back again, but he can't walk it to the front of the net, and Buffalo will clear it.
Be careful, you got to change here. They're jumping.
The goal, Zucker from Quinn. 1:58, the official time of the goal. As Matheson back inside the Montreal zone controls the puck. He'll play it up ahead. Slavkovsky dumps it in. Came into this game on a -6. 4 goals, 3 on the power play for Montreal. Play stays on the wall over to the left of Luukkonen in the corner. Byram able to come away with it. He'll play it up the wall, but not out. Alex Tuck trying to force it out there, and now it's Tage Thompson who will throw it off the right wing wall into the Montreal zone.
Yeah, whoever he came in contact with over there, that was carrying. He picked up Alex Tuck's stick. Alex started chasing him down the ice to get his stick back, and then decided just to get off the ice.
Canadians in their own end with Gooley now. He'll skate to the blue line. Up the middle, looking for the stick of Anderson, and that goes for an icing call. Anderson did not think so, but the draw will come into the Montreal end of the ice. And if this building can keep this energy for most of the night, it'll stay in the legs of the Sabres.
Yeah, no, they got good pop here, and they're going, and they're making sure the passes they're making, they're not just hope passes here, they're making direct passes, they're making sure it's tape to tape, but they got their feet moving, especially in the offensive zone. There's been a tremendous amount of movement. Montreal has had a hard time solving this pressure here a little bit, just looking to throw pucks around the wall. The D are realizing that for the Sabres. Stand strong in the wall, stand tight, and just keep poking the puck back down into play.
Montreal out of the corner of their own end, flipping it up to center. Samuelson plays that one to the middle of the ice. It's picked up by Dahlin, quickly ahead to Helenus. He'll gain the Montreal line on the left side, dump it in. Behind the net, this is Gooley, hit there by Zucker. Deneau plays it up the wall. Now Texier ahead to Anderson. And that's offside at the line, and that will do Buffalo really well here, as Anderson's been a handful using his speed in this series.
Yeah, he had more than an opportunity to grab onto that puck before he goes across the line. He gets his feet over before he touches and gets control of the puck, so a big break for the Sabres here. This faceoff's going to go in front of the Montreal bench outside their blue line, but you know, I just think the way they're skating and the pressure they're putting on, and we talk about hunting pucks and taking that time and space away, so far here in this first 5 minutes, they've done an excellent job of it.
So Zucker picks up his first of these playoffs. As the puck is dumped deep into the Buffalo zone. Power double teamed down there by Demidov and Evans. Now the puck will play to the far corner. McLeod sends it ahead Greenway. Along the line with the backhand clear on the stick here of Luke Shen. He's going to fire a shot well wide. And the play in the corner. Greenway, he'll leave it there below the goal line. Valentine with some help now from McLeod. Keeps the puck on his stick all the way back to the line. He'll play it down into the corner. Greenway trying to reach for it. He's shoved to the ice, but Power engages down the wall. And the battle just inside the Montreal line. The Canadians come up with possession, but they're going to make a change here so Buffalo could do the same. 14-12 remaining. In the opening period, it's 1-0 Buffalo. Series tied at 2 apiece. Canadians shoot it in. Behind the net, Slavkovsky beaten to the puck there by Bowen Byram. Battle stays below the goal line to the corner. Slavkovsky, Suzuki plays it back to the line. Lane Hudson forced back to the middle of the zone. Takes the shot. Luukkonen save and a rebound right in front. Caulfield, he had a stab at it. Luukkonen able to make the save and back up the ice now with Doan. Into the Montreal zone, but that play to the middle of the ice is intercepted. And the Canadians with a quick up here for Suzuki. Deep in the Buffalo zone, Byram and Timmins turn it over. Suzuki sends it far post, they score. Caulfield gets to the open ice after the Sabres turn it over. And it's a 1-1 game here. And Buffalo playing their own worst enemy on that play.
Yeah, they did right there. They gave that to the Montreal Canadiens, and Suzuki's going to pick up this puck in the slot area, and he's just going to hang on to it because he's got no shot. And he just waited, and Caulfield comes out of the right corner, comes to the net, and Suzuki perfect pass right across to him. And he puts it right on his tape for a redirection there, and on the far side of Luukkonen, and everybody just kind of fishing. Timmins gets beat out of the corner, and he's not able to get the stick of Caulfield, and Caulfield redirects that one into the net here. 13-29, tied up.
Goals in 3 straight games for Caulfield. And heard someone earlier today talking about how they felt the Canadians were outplaying the Sabres. One thing would be the Sabres have really given up a lot of what has happened to them, and we'll have to see if they can button that down here as Montreal tie this game. And now Doc trying to jam it in here as it's thrown down for the point. The puck is still free. Canadians play it back to Matheson, top of the near circle for a shot, and Luukkonen with a big save and a stick late there on the back of Samuelson to the far post. And for the most part, everyone's going to back away, probably from most encounters here from here on in. So
yeah,
a timeout.
You just got to keep the front clean there. Sorry, Dan. Just keep the front clean. A little awareness, a little better once they start throwing pucks to the net.
Timeout on the ice with Zucker and Caulfield scoring the first 2 goals of the game here. 13:05 remains of the first. You're listening to the Sabres Hockey Network.
One team, one goal. To beat cancer together. Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center is proud to celebrate the Buffalo Sabres on their run through the Stanley Cup playoffs in over 10 years of their partnership as the official comprehensive cancer care provider of the Buffalo Sabres. Together, they're making a difference beyond the ice, bringing cancer awareness, education, and early detection to local communities. Learn more at roswellpark.org/onegoal.
If you've crossed the border with a conviction on your record, consider yourself lucky.
Jamie Fiegel of Fiegel Car and Joyce.
Whether it's a DWI, drug charge, or any other conviction, Canada doesn't forget. Eventually, you'll get stopped. Don't risk your reputation or your business. I can help, because next time, it's not luck, it's a red flag.
Make the right choice. Call Fiegel Car and Joyce at 810-2121 or visit yourborderattorneys.com. Buffalo Sabres hockey is being brought to you by Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center. Early detection of cancer is our goal. Get in the game at roswellpark.org/WGR. By Firth Jewelers. For all the moments in your life, go forth to Firth. By Fiegel Car and Joyce, your border attorneys. By Great Lakes Building Systems. Our business is protecting your business. By Raylax Honda. Relax, we got this. By Outlet Liquor. When you need to stock up, it's the place to buy a case. What's your outlet? And by AAA, official partner of the Buffalo Sabres.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Sabres season ticket memberships for next year available now. You want to jump in and get these limited memberships while they remain available. Join today and get access to exclusive member-only events, experiences, and discounts at the rink and more. Become a member at sabres.com/membership. Early heads up on the 50-50. Sabres.com/50-50. Get there now. We got a guaranteed jackpot of $100,000. More on that as we continue on. Montreal with a face-off win, and that is deflected right on and stopped by Luukkonen. So ever since Montreal was scored on in this game, they've kind of turned the tables a little bit here.
Yeah, and since they got scored on, this game is starting to get played in the Sabres zone here a little bit, and Sabres had success early when they got it into the offensive zone and started working it down there. They were feeding off each other really well here. They got to get back down the ice here, start playing in that offensive zone. It seems Montreal's speed when they get into Sabres defensive zone, offensive zone for them, their speed, and they move the puck really well, so you can't let them have too much time here.
Another face-off win. Canadians at the line. Hudson's shot. That takes a deflection. Caulfield on the far wall trying to play it back to the line. Doan will carry it up. 3-man rush for Buffalo, but Montreal's got good numbers back already as it's carried to the corner by Zach Benson.
Yeah, somebody's got to come and support him over there. He's by himself with 2 guys.
Back to the line, a backhand take by Byram. He'll send it back down to Benson. Turns away from Hudson behind the net. Dobson intercepts the pass. Here comes Norris. He'll take it from the corner. Turns back down below the goal line. Backhand feed out front. Power jumps a bit lower for a shot. Loose puck in front. Canadians don't clear. Power wants it back. Pass in his skates. Here's Doan with a blast. Scores! Traffic in front for Doan, who rips it home. Only 68.2 on the shot, but it was direct. And we'll see if it was tipped in. It might have been Norris, but it is a 2-1 Buffalo lead.
Yeah, I think this is going to go directly in here. The shot from Josh Doan over on the left side of the ice. Both goals have come from the same area. And he's right at the top of the circles, and he just lets it drift. There's plenty of traffic in front. You got Norris, and you got Benson got himself established in front with guys tied up, and that puck just stays right on the ice. It does not come off the ice, and it just catches the far post just inside of it. It was a perfectly placed shot, made its way through because they kept it low. Less have to hit something when it's a little bit lower, and they get the 12-15 left. They regain that 1-goal lead.
Now, can they keep the momentum? There's not been a whole lot of it in the series as Montreal right back at it. Score! Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Just thrown to the net, and that one is banked in off to the right of Luukkonen.
Tessier goes right off his skates, and it was going 6 feet wide or more, and Tessier is in a battle in front of the net. And he's battling Shen, and it just goes off his skate. Shen does a perfect job pushing him away from the net. Everything's great. It's just a bad bounce coming off the skate of Tessier as it was going probably more than 6 feet wide. And Luukkonen caught Todd high on that left side of the ice, just redirects into the net, and quickly, this game is tied again.
Yeah, I mean, Shen is there, you're right.
No, he does nothing wrong. He does everything right. He's pushing him away.
Just seconds after the Sabres took the lead. And it's pretty indicative of this series and the season series, right, between these teams. I mean, it's been win-loss, back and forth. And here we go. Here's Anderson in the Montreal zone, flipping it out to center. That's glove down, and Timmins doesn't have a stick. He's going to go to the bench. He might have to play some defense here as Demidov in the corner. Timmins trying to stay with him, not taking penalty. Drops it to the circle. That shot comes out the near side, and now a chance for Timmins to get to the bench. That pass misses the mark, and an icing call here. I mean, this building was erupting, and now it doesn't know what to think.
Yeah, it's a little confused like we are up here. But you know what? Hey, it's going to happen here. These kind of games are going to happen. You just got to keep playing. And when you're seeing goals like this go in, shots through crowds, redirection like that, hey, great message. Get the puck to the net here, because it seems like both goaltenders may be having a little difficulty tracking things at times just because of the traffic. So it's never a bad option to throw it to the net if you got somebody there.
Face off to the left of Dobish is Tage Thompson leaning in here for Buffalo. Gouli, Xhekaj, Demidov, Newhook, and Evans, Byram, Krebs, Tuck, Power, and Thompson on the ice for Buffalo. Sabres win the draw, but no clean possession yet. Now Alex Tuck does have it. Off his stick to the line, it's kept in, and Demidov almost was off to the races. So Buffalo will take the offside here at the Montreal line. They kind of got away with a moment there.
Yeah, Alex Tuck just reaching out and just kind of pulling that puck back a little bit, taking it off Demidov's stick, or he was off to the races from Montreal blue line all the way down. So big break there for the Sabres.
9 seconds after Doan's goal, Texier from Carrier and Deneau. It's 2-2. Face off at center. 11:10 remaining here in this opening period. As Power in the near corner. Newhook trying to strip him of the puck. Clearing attempt off the far wall, does not get out. The shot is blocked. Sabres looking to swat it out. It falls to Tage Thompson. He'll go rink wide, and now it's played ahead for Alex Tuck. Up with Thompson. Evans, solid defensive play by the Montreal forward, taking it away from Tuck, who was trying to hit Thompson. Canadiens counter with a pass that goes a little bit too far for Newhook. And now Matthias Samuelsson looks up ice. He's got Thompson on his stick at the line, but Hudson slows him up, and the Canadiens wrestle possession back. Both teams will change. Shots are 10-3 here in favor of Montreal so far. Despite the 2-2 number on the board that counts. Here's Dahlin in the far corner. Spins away from one check. That's a long pass looking for Quinn, and that's not going to work. It's an icing call against Buffalo. So some areas still that I'm sure Lindy's talked a lot about with his team that they're trying to nail down here.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that they need to, just tighten up in a little bit here, too. Another thing is face-offs. They're only 43.5% in this series so far, and once again, they're down 7-4 in face-offs in this game. When you got two puck possession teams, you don't want to have to chase. It's tough to chase a puck possession team. Wastes a lot of energy, and it takes away from the things you want to do. So they got to buckle down here a little bit in the face-off zone as well.
Helenius lost the draw. He was 4-2 in his first playoff game the other night. A deflected shot kicked away by the pad of Luukkonen. And the puck is clear to center. This is Zucker. Little lead there for Helenius, but he won't catch up to it. And Lane Hudson will fire it in behind the net where Luukkonen leaves it. And Matthias Samuelsson, he's got Valeno watching him. Now Dahlin with Bolduc staring him down. Pass up on the left wing side. Sabres gain the line. To the middle of the ice. Helenius holds it. Turns. Fires. Scores! It's raining goals in Buffalo. And the Sabres take a 3-2 lead with 9:45 still to go here in the opening period.
Yeah, Helenius getting this goal. Obviously, first of the playoffs, first playoff goal of his career. And they shot the puck once again here, and this is what gives them the advantage. And they've got 3 goals here just on 3 shots on net. And Dobish is just, there's nobody in front of him. Everything is in good shape for them. Samuelson just drops it back. Helmuth does not get it clean. He has to reach back and turn and then fire. And there's not a Sabre player in front of the net, and Dobish lets it sneak through him right underneath his left pad. And he got 5 goals in the first 10 minutes and 15 seconds of this game.
Two of the Sabres goals clocked at just over 60 miles an hour. As Razor mentioned, just put it on net. It does not matter how it gets there. And Montreal will tell you the same thing with the 2 goals they've got here in this opening period. Bouncing puck at center. Here's Slafkovsky up the left side. He'll fire it in. Far boards, power. Patient play, but Suzuki got it and lost it. And it's Norris now along the wall for Benson at the Montreal line. Chip and chase, but the chaser is Doan. Benson reaching for it, and Montreal on the stick of Slafkovsky now will come to center ice. Looking to the right wing. Here's a shot. Luukkonen just got a piece of that one as Caulfield coming down the right wall. Now Suzuki. Puck to the point for Matheson. Throws it to the far corner. Puck at center ice with Buffalo changing. Will be allowed to roll into the Montreal zone. Samuelson and Dahlin pick up the assists on Helmuth's first NHL playoff goal. Canadiens to center on the right side. Dumped down in, off the end boards, and in behind the Buffalo net. Carried all the way to the corner and up high here by Anderson. Reaching in is Byram. Sabres with the steal. Here's Greenway. Xhekaj trying to get back. They collide. Greenway keeps possession. For Malenstein in the corner. He's hit from behind there by Gooley.
No penalty.
Well, they stay tied up along the wall. Greenway comes in, got a piece of Anderson. Malenstein in front. Great pass. McLeod, though, has to carry it to the corner. McLeod at the line. Samuelson shot. Traffic in front. Sabre player knocked down in front of the net there as Xhekaj came over.
Greenway and Xhekaj going at it here this whole shift.
Now Montreal working it up for Anderson. Almost got behind. Great play by Samuelson. Took the puck away and got it up for Alex Tuch. Sabres now into the Montreal zone. Thompson kept it in at the line. Puck in behind the Montreal net. Shen steps up. Demidov can't clear. Thompson slaps it to center. That gets by everybody, no icing. Down in the corner, big hit. As Evans tries to get to the puck. Demidov giving a bump. Alex Tuch with it now. For Tage Thompson at his own blue line. Gets it up over center. Peyton Krebs stays with it. Bumped off the puck, and Montreal will throw it to open ice. This is Helenius. Short pass ahead. Rasmus Dahlin holds it. Right side, looking for Helenius. Fires! Oh, and a save by Dobish. Boy, he's getting into some good spots, 94. 7 minutes to go in the first. Montreal flip it deep. Veleno in the corner. In comes Kirby Dach. He comes up with it. Back to the point. There's a shot, and it deflects just wide on the near wall. Buffalo from left to right here in the first. Lead at 3-2. 3 goals on 5 shots. 2 goals on 10 for Montreal. Sabres gain the line on the left side. Helenius will put it deep. Down in the corner. Quinn trying to come up with it against Veleno. Quinn brings it away from coverage to the blue line. Leaves it there for Power. Power makes one move, but Dach stays with him. And then it's played off the boards and out of the zone. And Buffalo starts to make a change. And seeing that, it'll be Doan who carries it back inside the Buffalo line. Now quickly to center. He carries in across the Montreal line. Looking for Norris. All 3 forwards over on the left side of the sheet there. And the Canadiens will chip it out. Taken at center by Power. Under pressure from Suzuki. Nice play. Benson come back to show for the pass. Benson now for Doan to the middle of the ice. One more pass by Byram, and it's gobbled up by the Canadiens. Montreal scampers back the other way. That pass across is blocked, and we get a whistle at the line with 5:43 to go here in a wild first period. With the Buffalo Sabres up 3-2. And that's an icing call against Montreal. So are we or are we not going to a break?
No, we're not.
No, the light just went on.
Well, they are. If it's icing, they can't come out.
They're holding it.
So yeah, they're holding it up. I don't think it should have been an icing as they were firing it in. It went off the Sabre player's boot as he was coming across to contest it. But nevertheless, their feet are moving here. They're moving the puck really well, and they're working on the rush. They're generating good options from the rush here. That's something we haven't seen here in a little while. A lot of it just come from the corners, hard work down low, getting opportunities. Now they're starting to generate a few on the rush, and that's their biggest asset.
Samuelson to Darlene, who carries to center. Right side, Tates Thompson in the Montreal zone. Far circle, Alex Tuck makes a move. Under the goal line now with it. Tuck brings it out near side. Right wing corner, turns, fires it to the net. That's knocked down by Thompson. Trying to get a stick on it, but it goes to the corner. Slavkovsky for Montreal. Running into Peyton Krebs. Can't clear. Kept in now. Krebs walks in. Krebs fires! And that one, Dobish, went off the shoulder. Gooley in the far corner. And the Canadiens now will break it out with under 5 minutes to go in the period.
Yeah, one thing very noticeable here, the refs are letting these guys play too. And it's not like the last few games here calling a lot of ticky-tack little penalties. They're letting these guys play. It's been a good, physical, hard-fought game to this point.
That pass by Quinn at the Montreal line doesn't work, but it's kept in play here by Zucker. Trying to get it to the net. He fights it to the side of the net. Free in front, and Dobish covers up. 4:37 to go. We'll get the break now, but nobody wants the breath to leave this building because it is revved up with Buffalo leading 3-2 over Montreal. You're listening to the Sabres Hockey Network.
Ever open your utility bill and wonder, how is it this high? Blue Star Home Services knows you can't control surging utility rates, but you can control your home's invisible leak. 8 out of 10 homes aren't properly insulated. Is yours one of them? Quietly costing you more than it should every month? As Western New York's home comfort and insulation experts, Blue Star keeps homes cozy in the winter and cool in the summer. Their comfort solutions can cut your energy bills up to 40%. Blue Star Home Services. Comfort you can feel. Savings you can measure. Visit BlueStarHS.com.
Buffalo, the playoffs are here, and Sabre fans know this is when performance matters most. Elevate your drive with the new Mercedes-Benz from Mercedes-Benz of Buffalo, where precision, power, and luxury come together. Or put your business in a position to win with a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van, built to handle every shift, every mile, every job. This is your moment to drive like a contender. Visit Mercedes-Benz of Buffalo, 8185 Main Street in Williamsville, or online at mercedesbenzbuffalo.com.
The best way to follow the Stanley Cup playoffs is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game of every series. Behind-the-scenes playoff content you won't get anywhere else. The most NHL Edge advanced stats, keeping you up to date from round 1 through the Stanley Cup final. When it comes to following the playoffs, don't settle for anything less. The Stanley Cup playoffs are better on the NHL app.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Sabres fans, join us Saturday for our Game 6 watch party right here at KeyBank Center, presented by Seneca Resorts and Casinos. Expect giveaways, discount concessions, and more. What better place to catch the game than right here on the live video board? $5 tickets benefiting the Sabres Foundation. Go to sabres.com/playoffs to learn more. Again, for Game 6 and the Saturday watch party right here at KeyBank Center.
Yeah, and don't forget the 50-50 jackpot, guaranteed $100,000 here tonight. Get your tickets in on that.
3-2 the lead here for Buffalo. 2 minutes in, Jason Zucker, Caulfield, about 4.5 minutes later, tied it. Doan picked up his third of the playoffs at 7:45. 9 seconds later, 9 seconds later, Tessier picks up his third, and it's 2-2. And then at 10:15, with his first NHL playoff goal and his first NHL playoff game on home ice here in Buffalo, Costa Helenus from Samuelson and Darlene to get us to 3-2.
Yeah, a little ice issue here right in the Montreal zone by the right face-off dot. The crew is out there right now patching. Looks to be a hole there they've created, or a couple of them, and they are out there doing their best to make sure that gets patched up so there's no injuries occur. They're taking a quick look, putting the final touches on it. And off they go here. We got 4.5 minutes left here in this first period. Shots 11-7 in favor of Montreal. Face-offs 10-4 in favor of Montreal. 4 block shots apiece.
So, of course, Doan picking up a point here tonight. First Sabre to post a point streak of 6 or more games in the playoffs since Thomas Vanek back in April of 2007. Sabres win the draw. Quick shot from the far circle, that time just wide.
Beth Mallenstein with a cannon.
Yeah, 78.7 on that one. Sabres get it back again at center ice. This is Greenway. Navigates his way over the line. Demidov with the strip, but Buffalo supporting the play and power now with it, drifting back to the Sabres line. Left wing pass, and it's dumped into the corner by Mallenstein. Gooley is there, not a lot of pressure. He'll be able to flip it up and out, roller into the Buffalo end, and Power puts it out of the zone to center. Montreal's offside. They can't gain the zone. Now they're clean to go. Xhekaj will fire it around in behind the net to the far corner. Bouncing puck up for grabs, top of the far circle. Sabres come up with it. Greenway, end of a shift here, gets the red line, shoots it in. Under 4 minutes to go in the first period. Buffalo finishing the line change, and Montreal behind the net. Flushed out there by Norris, almost right to the front of the net, but nobody was there to bang it in.
That one right off the goaltender. When Xhekaj tried to go the backhand across the blue paint, it goes right off Dobish's foot.
Marty St. Louis might advise him not to try that pass too often.
Might not be on the ice too much more.
Luukkonen will hold a shot low to the far side of the Sabres net. Right there and keep things as calm as possible. We got the light on downstairs. That means it's time for another timeout. 3-2 with 3:28 to go in the first period. The Sabres leading the Canadiens here in game number 5. You're listening to the Sabres Hockey Network.
Your home is a legacy to be proud of. And this spring, Stellar is putting the power play in your hands. Score $1,800 off your home exterior project or enjoy 18 months with no payments. At Stellar, we defend your home with quality materials and service built on a reputation you can count on. Don't let the season slip by. Call us today to schedule your free estimate.
320-7663. Stellar Roofing. Cha-cha's got you. If you've been injured, don't you worry, Cha-cha's got you.
This is Dan Cha-cha. Accidents happen when you least expect them, but when they do, you need a team that fights for you. At Dan Cha-cha Injury Attorneys, we're dedicated to getting you the compensation you deserve. Whether it's a car accident, a workplace injury, or trip and fall, we've got your back. Don't worry, Cha-cha's gotcha. Call Dan Cha-cha Injury Attorneys today for a free consultation.
Don't you worry, Cha-cha's got you.
Call 648-3030.
At Level Financial Advisors, we work with people like you who are about to retire, who want to determine an investment plan, specifically with tax planning, which is one of the most valuable things we do.
Stephen Elwell, Chief Investment Officer, Level Financial Advisors.
At Level Financial Advisors, our job is to help you retire better.
Visit Level Financial Advisors in East Amherst on Transit Road next to Aldi, or their newest location in Orchard Park on North Buffalo Street near Panera and the Loft. Always available online at levelfa.com.
You're listening to the Buffalo.
Luukkonen set. Looking off to his left, face-off won by Buffalo. And Dahlin will lift this one to the line, but not out. Followed up by Doan. He gets it out the line, but Montreal not allowing the advancement there by Norris. And the Sabres force back to the side of the net. Dahlin for Norris. He'll go rink wide. Got to win this one off the wall. They do, but it's up for grabs here on the near side. And Suzuki bumps it back inside the Montreal zone between the circles. He'll make his way up the right side. It's a carry and a play for Hudson. Now Suzuki backhands it too far for Slafkovsky. Samuelson to Dahlin, far corner, and that up goes off the stick of Norris, up and out of play.
Yeah, just watching Montreal try to work their way up the ice. One thing they're not moving their feet, and B, their passing has not been sharp here in this first period, and it's kind of really led to good opportunities for the Sabres, anticipating and judging what's going to go and where it's going to go, stepping up and picking off a few, either deflecting them away, up and out of play, or regaining control of possession of it and heading down on the offense. So, hopefully that trend continues here for the Sabres.
Krebs, Thompson, and Tuck on the ice right now. Anderson, Denon, and Tessier. Montreal wins the draw from center. Matheson with a flip in. Power behind the net for Buffalo. Banked off the boards. Carried to center by Thompson. Pass on the left wing. Alex Tuck has to chase that one behind the net. Thompson got a piece of his man, and now along the near wall. Possession kept in by Bowen Byram. Nice play. Shakes off a check, not once but twice. Up top for Peyton Krebs. He's got traffic in front. Takes the shot. Didn't get there. Byram and Tessier tied up. Byram wins that battle. Has the puck just inside the line. Pass to the left wing wall. Turning with it is Krebs. Byram rotates underneath him. Pass to the line. Might be picked off here. It is by Anderson. And he'll just leave that one instead of rushing off the other way. And it's chipped in by Carrier as Montreal will change with 2:05 remaining in this opening period. Buffalo 3, Montreal 2. Power ahead to Helenius. Tips that one deep below the goal line. Good speed to get there by Zucker. And Caden Gooley able to come up with it. He'll start Montreal up. Right side, Demidov. Chips it down to the corner. Timmins gets there under the stick of the Montreal forward. Demidov, Newhook trying to reach for it. Beaten to the play. Sabres now will skate it out. Here's Quinn, good speed. Right side for Zucker. For Quinn, gets underneath, and the pass across is blocked by Gooley. Quinn's got it behind the net, though. Plays it to the far wall. Helenius drifting over to help out if needed. Quinn comes up with a puck. High slot, near circle, cutting in, lost the handle on it. Staying with it is Dahlin. Quinn, far circle, trying to cut inside. He does, he leaves it. Timmins gets inside. Shot doesn't get to the net, and the Canadiens are just going to flip it up and out.
Montreal turned the puck over 3 times in that last exchange in their own zone, and the Sabres able to regain control, possession every time, and they had them by moving the puck. Montreal, 2 guys falling all over the ice.
I don't know if they got a shot on all that.
No, they didn't.
Dumped down in the Montreal corner. Malenstein first in after it, under a minute to go here in the first. Sabres dig the puck free up the near wall. Back to the line for Power. Across to Samuelsson, shot, and Dobis just saw it at the last second. Matheson in the corner. Good pressure on the forecheck by Buffalo again. Canadiens able to settle it down to the line, but another step up at the line by Buffalo. And that forces an offside call, and then Greenway at the whistle with some extra shoving. Probably was Xhekaj over the Montreal
Kirby
bench.
Doc, I think. And there's Malenstein coming in, but you're in a position here, and they got 31.4 seconds left in this first. You're up a goal. Just keep banging. Hit and run. You don't have to stick around and push and shove. Just hit and run. And that's going to frustrate a team more than anything. But, man, Sabres moving the puck around in the offensive zone, doing a really nice job of creating lanes. Just couldn't get that puck through to the net. Finally, Timmins is the guy that steps into the middle to try to take that shot, and it's blocked at the last second.
Face-off won by Buffalo. Montreal side of center. Power with the shooting off the glass. 24 seconds to go in the period. Slavkovsky can't clear. Samuelsson puts it down low again. Bouncing puck behind the net here on Dobson. Caulfield trying to move it out. Kept in. Doan throws that one to the face-off dot where it's blocked. 10 seconds to go in the period. Montreal to center. Sabres got to be careful here. They've got some numbers. 2-on-1 down low. Backhand across. Oh, and it's nice play by Samuelsson to help break that one up at the end of the period, in which the Sabres will survive with a 3-2 lead. And hang on here at the end of the period. Montreal trying to initiate something, but Buffalo will skate away from Dobson there.
Yeah, Dobson just coming across, and Benson him and get tied up there a little bit at the end, but there's no time for that. Just keep rolling. Hey, great period. Sabres skated really well. They got the pucks to the net. Offensive zone, they look extremely well. There was only a couple little times they got caught in their own zone defensively, got running around a little bit. Montreal able to take advantage of a couple, but for the most part, very good period.
Okay, Dan and Rob, thank you very much. 3-2 Buffalo. Let's go down to the locker room area. Paul Hamilton standing by. Paul, a insane start to this game here with all these goals back and forth.
Yeah, Rob's right. They really use their speed to their advantage, something that, at times they've been missing in this series, but certainly in this game. Not only that, but guys are going to the net. And, they're screening, they're causing havoc, they're bothering Dobish, and, they scored 3 goals out of their first 5 shots just because of that. And a guy getting his first NHL playoff goal will be joining us in 1 second here in Konsta Helenius. And Konsta, you got your first NHL playoff goal. First of all, congratulations, and take me through the goal. How did it happen?
Thank you. It was great rush, and then Sammy just saw me, passed me. I little mishandled the puck, but still I got the shot and it went in.
A lot of energy in this building. What was it like when you saw that go in and you heard the fans just go off the way they did?
Amazing, It was third goal, so it was great. And the fans are they're loud, and it was great feeling when it went in.
What's been the key for the team? It seems like you guys are skating very well and using it to your advantage, and that's why you're able to get in and get the chances you're getting. Has that been the key to things so far, is how fast you guys are playing?
Yeah, that's what we try to do, because then we get out more rushes and great chances. That's what we did, and we got to continue and do it again.
And obviously a lot of guys going to the net.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks, Consta.
Thank you.
Consta Helenus. Brian, back to you.
Thank you, Paul. Helenus, a +2 so far in this game in just over 4.5 minutes. 2 shots on goal, 4 shot attempts. He and the Sabres with a 3-2 advantage over Montreal in a wild opening 20 minutes of play here at KeyBank Center. As we bring Paul Hamilton back in now for a couple of more thoughts here. Paul, the back and forth, I mean, every time the Sabres got the lead, Montreal was there with a quick response each time, but I mean, the skating that you mentioned, like that, this was probably the fastest in terms of what Buffalo's been able to do to get up and down the ice and create some offensive chances. And Dobish, too, looked shaky. I would think they are probably talking about getting as many pucks at him as possible right now in the room.
Yeah, you saw 3 of the first 5 went in, and they haven't had a goal since. But I think, what did they wind up with, 8 shots, I believe, 8 or 9?
Yeah, it looks like 9 as of this moment.
Yeah, so they only got 4 more on him. But Montreal didn't have a response for the third goal. They did for the first 2 quick responses, but Buffalo had the response for the second Montreal goal and took the lead and now have held on to the lead. But that's the biggest thing, as we were talking about. It's just the speed. As Helenus said, that was part of the game plan. They knew if they can get to their speed like that, they are going to be a hard team to handle. And today they really are, capitalizing on the crowd, and really drawing off the crowd, where maybe in some of the other home games they haven't been able to do that. But this crowd has been absolutely insane so far in the first period. They've really enjoyed their Sabres. But not only the speed, but all the guys in front of the net all the time. I mean, even plays that aren't goals. There are guys there screening, bothering. And, it's amazing how many penalties could have been called in that period. I mean, There were so many penalties in that period, and not a one was called, which I don't like. I'm the other way. I want to see everything called. But, right now the players – and the problem with that is eventually something's going to get called. I mean, as players on both teams, you're realizing nothing's being called here, so maybe you can get away with a little bit. And then all of a sudden you're going to do something that – has been done all game, and you're going to wind up in the penalty box, and that's the problem with the inconsistency.
Paul Hamilton with me, Brian Coleshill here on the Intermission Report. 3-2 Sabres, 5 goals in order. Buffalo, then Montreal. Buffalo, then Montreal. Back to Buffalo. Helenus with the go-ahead goal right now at 3-2. Paul, how big of a goal was that for Jason Zucker? His first of the playoffs. We know he had a better offensive game in the last game, setting up Helenus for 2 really good looks in Game 4, but he obviously has had a disappointing start to his postseason in terms of his offensive production. This has got to feel good for him. Yeah, he had the one game I think he'd like to forget, but yeah, I mean, he's had pucks that are going into an empty net, then hit one of his teammates. He's hit crossbars. He's hit goalies, he's hit defensemen, he's shot wide, he's been in the area, but then he's also set up a lot of guys. He has set Quinn up for some golden opportunities that haven't gone in the net, and he had another one he set up in this game that, and so he hasn't been able to even get assists that way, and then finally goes to the net and tips in the goal, and that's the type of goal that he's going to score. And even he's had some tips that goaltenders have made saves on. So that's the type of goal he scored all year long, and maybe now that one's gone in the net, that'll get him going. Just real quick on the 2 Montreal goals, Paul. A tip from Caulfield, and then a shot that goes off the crease for their other goal. Goes off of a skate for their other goal. So I guess, in terms of grading Luukkonen's performance, the 2 goals against, I don't have really a problem with either one. Would you agree? Absolutely. I mean, a bad giveaway by Timmins. He put a pass in his teammate's skates, and it goes right to the Canadiens, and now Suzuki has the puck. Caulfield's in front of the net because Buffalo's not expecting to have to defend, and he basically has a layup tap-in. Or actually, he steered it in. He didn't tap it in. He steered it into the empty net. There's nothing Luukkonen could have done on that. He has to respect Suzuki that he might shoot the puck. He can't be worried about Caulfield, who's there, and he just steers it into the net. So, but it was the turnover that really cost them on that one. Yeah. So Zucker, Doan, and Helenus for Buffalo, Caulfield and Texier for Montreal. Paul, thank you. We'll talk after 2. Okay, sounds good. All right, 3-2 Sabres. Wild first period here at KeyBank Center. We'll step aside, get you this first period stats and highlights when we return here from Game 5. Canadiens and Sabres with 5 goals in the first, 3 for Buffalo, 2 for Montreal. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Playoffs on Buffalo Sabres Radio.
Stop by the new O'Reilly Auto Parts in Buffalo on Transit Road next to Burger King now through May 26th for the grand opening sale. Get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate with the purchase of 5 quarts of Mobil 1 Full Synthetic or Full Synthetic High Mileage Motor Oil for $35.95. Plus, buy one, get one free Coca-Cola products at your new O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, Rob Ray here. You know, covering the Sabres, I'm on the road a lot. Early mornings, late nights, and plenty of lake effect surprises. That's why I count on AAA. When my battery died in the cold, AAA Roadside Assistance got me going fast. And the value goes beyond emergencies. Members save on tickets, shopping, travel, and more. As a proud partner of the Buffalo Sabres, AAA delivers great perks all season long. Wherever you're headed across Western New York, count on AAA. Join or renew today at AAA.com.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey, more like Mirajoyed. That Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Summer means longer days and more deals at Lowe's. This Memorial Day, shop Miracle-Gro 0.75 cubic foot garden soil, 5 bags for $10. Plus, get select 1.5 gallon red, white, and blue annuals hanging baskets, 2 for $15 to show off your favorite plants. Stop traffic with stunning landscaping and save while you do it. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/27, excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Radio home of your Atlantic Division champion Buffalo Sabres. We are through 20 minutes of hockey. Live from KeyBank Center. Here's your host, Brian Koziol.
Pass on the left wing side. Sabres gain the line. To the middle of the ice. Helenius holds it. Turns. Fires. Scores! It's raining goals in Buffalo. And the Sabres take a 3-2 lead with 9:45 still to go here in the opening period. Konsta Helenius, his first ever playoff goal. That has Buffalo in front 3-2 as we welcome you back to the press box. I'm Brian Koziel. Our first period stats brought to you by Level Financial Advisors, helping you retire better. Visit levelfa.com. The shots were 11-9 in favor of the Canadiens. 5 goals, all even strength. No penalties, so no power plays to talk about either in this one. In the period, the only Sabre with more than 1 shot on goal was Helenius. He had 2 of the 9 Buffalo shots on goal. The injury report brought to you by Hamburg Overhead Doors. Your garage door injured, call the experts at Hamburg Overhead Door to get your door healthy again. Well, no updated injury news. Sam Carrick still out. That's what put Helenius in, and obviously Lindy Ruff with how good Helenius played in Game 4, keeping him in the lineup, and it's paid off with a goal already. And that goal from Helenius, which has Buffalo in front, that could be our potential game-changing moment. The game changer presented by Buffalo Law. When one moment changes everything, choose the right team. Visit BuffaloLaw.com. We'll check the rest of the NHL night, and the Bills' schedule is out officially. We'll have that when we return after this. 3-2 Buffalo here after 1 on Buffalo Sabres Radio.
Attention Western New York golfers, this is the last week. The WGR VIP golf cart is only available through this coming Sunday, May 17th. WGR has scored you a hole-in-one deal with the brand new 2026 VIP golf cart. 8 great experiences for one low price of just $129. Experience the picturesque Shorewood Country Club, Golf Dojo, and more. But hurry, this is a limited time offer and expires this Sunday, May 17th. So get it for yourself, a friend, your foursome, or a dad for Father's Day. 8 great golf experiences for just $129. Get all the details and purchase your VIP golf card today at GetMyPerks.com. That's GetMyPerks.com. The WGR VIP golf card. 8 premier experiences, 1 super low price. But you have to get it by this Sunday. Get yours now at GetMyPerks.com.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-949-1441. That's 800-949-1441.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
3-2, Sabres lead the Canadiens. Time for our check of the other scores. Drive around the league. Brought to you by AAA, the official partner of the Buffalo Sabres. Here's Jonathan Cozy. He'll take you through it.
Thank you, Brian. Only one other game tonight in the NHL. That is a 9:30 puck drop in Anaheim between the Ducks and Golden Knights. Vegas with a 3-2 series lead in that one. PGA Championship down at Aronimink Country Club in Philadelphia. Seven people tied for the lead at 3 under. One of those including Scotty Scheffler. 7 more tied for second at -2. Rory McIlroy with a tough day. He finished the first round +4. Downtown Ballpark, Bisons and Worcester tonight. Buffalo up 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th. NFL schedule released tonight. Bills with 7 games in either primetime slot or a holiday slot, both Thanksgiving and Christmas games. They will open at the Texans for a 1 o'clock kickoff in Houston. Brian, back to you.
Wow. Ton of national spotlight coming to the Bills' way for sure. All right, we'll get another update in the second. For now, we'll take a timeout. Dan Dunleavy, Rob Ray, period 2. Sabres with a 3-2 lead on the Canadiens here in Game 5. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
One team, one goal, to beat cancer together. Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center is proud to celebrate the Buffalo Sabres on their run through the Stanley Cup playoffs in over 10 years of their partnership as the official comprehensive cancer care provider of the Buffalo Sabres. Together, they're making a difference beyond the ice, bringing cancer awareness, education, and early detection to local communities. Learn more at roswellpark.org/onegoal.
Get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Every morning, we rise and shine. Make breakfast and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres. Hockey lives here.
With a shot turned out and forked wide by Aho. He swings a wraparound.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Set up and recap all the action pregame and postgame. MSG, the Goblin Sports app, plus the Sabres mobile app and social channels to continue to follow the Sabres playoff action. We're just underway here in the second period, and while reading you that information about our pre-post and everything else, 5 seconds went off the clock, and the face-off will come just outside the Buffalo line.
Yeah, the coaching staff, they said they did a really good job in the net front, scoring those dirty goals in that first period. A little loose in front of our own net, need to clean that up, and need to bear down in the face-off circle were the 3 things they talked about.
Krebs, Thompson, Tuck on the ice. Anderson, Deneau, and Tessier. Sabres, when they have the puck, will skate from right to left. Right now defending in their own zone. Deneau down to the ice, pots back up, and the Sabres, Krebs will toss it ahead short, and it's Alex Tuck who fires it into the Montreal zone. Matheson gets there ahead of the pressure from Tage Thompson. Rink wide go the Canadiens, and well offside Anderson there. Too fast for his own good. That might have hurt a little bit. Stretching out, trying to hold the line.
Yeah, just a little bit ahead there before that puck got to Tessier over the far side.
I'd like to see the numbers that guy skates at for a big man.
Yeah, he's a big man, and you know what? I think that his skating has improved.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was, kind of that bigger, slower, sluggish guy, but he's done a really good job here of getting his foot speed up, and that's what makes him so valuable here for this team. He's a big body guy that goes through those areas, does the hard thing, and he's been very good for the Montreal Canadiens.
Not bad for a 31-year-old. Burlington resident. Of course, we remember him from his time with Columbus as well. Sabres win the draw. And played up towards center ice. Now here is Norris. As Benson goes for a spill and gets back up. Play down the far corner. Montreal with a chance here, tape to tape. 3-4 passes in a row. That fourth will go behind Slavkovsky. And Bowen Byron played to the far corner. Power gets it up and out. This is Dome for Benson. In across the Montreal line. Around Slavkovsky. Benson on the far wall. He'll backhand it down behind the net. Dome just out of his reach. And it'll be Suzuki who plays it up and out. That's too far for Slavkovsky. And an icing call against Montreal.
Now you're just watching Benson out there. The game he plays, hard, physical, antagonistic and everything. But he's very noticeable now that he's hanging on to the puck a lot more. He's trying to make things happen. He's not just getting the puck, dishing it, getting it in deep and going. He's hanging on to the puck. He's making plays. His head's up all the time. He's really, really taken a huge step here in the last little while in the game that he's playing.
Zucker, Quinn, and Helenius with the draw in the Montreal zone. Canadiens lifted up and out. This is a bouncing puck just inside the Sabres line. Cole Caulfield, tough angle shot, but he'll take him from there all night. And stopped by Luukkonen, something, of course, that the Sabres would like to see from some of their shooters. Caulfield doesn't care where he shoots the puck from.
No, when you're a goal scorer, you can. You got to let it rip. You got to make sure you get it to the net. And he is one of those guys that maybe not putting huge numbers up, but that he's got about 14 shots so far here in this series. So it's not because he's not trying and he's not getting the puck to the net. It's just not going in for him.
Face off to the left of Luukkonen. Evans will step in. Against the Sabres, McLeod, pair 71s. The Sabres win the draw as it's off the boards by Dahlin and out for Malenstein, followed up by McLeod. He'll shoot it in the Montreal zone, comes all the way around. Greenway trying to get there along with McLeod. Puck gets into the slot, now forced back to the corner. Kept into the point. Here's a pass to the slot. Shot is blocked. Malenstein tried to rip it, but Gooley dropped. Got the block for the Canadiens and now skated to center. Three-man rush here is Evans on the right side. Can't get it past Rasmus Dahlin, and the Sabres unable to move it up ice here. Dahlin then can't clear it out. Dahlin away from Evans. Will take it behind the Sabres net. And then play it up the near wall, and Greenway flips it out. Not too much on it, just enough of a bouncing puck for Malenstein as he plays it to the corner, left wing side. McLeod was about to head off to the bench, but he stayed with the play to keep it deep in behind the net for Greenway. With Carrier, Malenstein will play it back to the point. Here's Samuelson with a shot, and Dobish with the save, and a couple of taps there from Greenway in front. Carrier with a couple of taps to Greenway, and the referee and the linesmen are all there to make sure that's enough of
Once
that.
again, there, Greenway gives Dobish a couple of little extra slats after the whistle with no call being made. Carrier comes in, gives him a shot. And I think that's the great thing about this game to this point is the refs are just letting them play. I think in the previous 4 games, there was a lot of penalties being called. We talked about this before. A lot of penalties being called that probably shouldn't have been called. Now they're just letting them play. And I think this is where you're going to see the best hockey played. As long as they keep it under control and don't cross that line, they're going to be good here. But I think it leads to the Sabres' advantage.
Face off to the right of Dobish. It'll be Norris to take the face off here for Buffalo. And the Sabres Benson in pretty quick there as the Canadiens counter in their own end with Suzuki. Here's Benson off the draw. On the left wing wall, plays it back. Samuelson. Shot to the net, deflects, and that one just goes wide. Far point, keep in, will be in charge of Norris, and he does. Slides a pass between the legs and down to the corner of the Montreal defenders. Owen Byram down deep. Benson stays in on the forecheck. Side of the net. Benson almost comes up with it from Hudson. High slot. Chance for Doan. Benson with a shot from the far side. I beg your pardon. Norris fanned on it. Benson's behind the net. Norris with a bouncing puck. Swipes at it. And Suzuki can't clear. Doan with a shot. That goes wide. Benson still standing around in front of Dobish. In behind the net. Now he'll take it. Off of his stick for Doan on the right wall. Benson behind the net. Watched by Hudson. Benson twisting and turning, centers it, bouncing puck in front, swept just wide. And Benson still held to the wall behind the net. Referee standing watching as Benson again against Hudson. This guy's unbelievable. Benson centers and a shot from the circle by Norris is stopped by Dobish. What a shift by this group. Another shot is punched away, and the Canadiens can't clear. Kept in, this time by Alex Tuck as Buffalo start to rotate a change in here. Montreal to the far circle, and they'll just lift it up and out. It's a smart clear. It just bounces inside the Sabres line. Canadiens changing. Here's Thompson underneath. Tage shoots. Saved by Dobish. He got the left pad there, and Tage just couldn't lift it up enough as he snuck in behind the Canadiens defense.
Yeah, he just ran out of room there. Got pretty much right on the goal line before he was able to try to turn back and fire that puck up and over the left pad of Dobish. And Dobish able to make the save, but what a dominant shift by the Norris line here. They were relentless on the puck. They won the battles, able to turn it back into the zone, create a couple really good looks, and that's kind of as if you need here, especially early in the second period, just to get the guys back on a roll here, and they've got Montreal back on their heels right now.
Krebs, Tuck, and Thompson face off in the Montreal zone. Canadiens come away with it. A pass to center ice. Gathered up here by Power. He'll slide it up ahead to Krebs. He's got Dobson on his back. Krebs carries back into the Buffalo zone. It's tipped off his stick, but Power is there. Bolduc continues to pressure. And then Timmins slaps it off the wall and out. This will not have enough for icing. As back after the Canadiens, Dobson in the far corner, pressured by Krebs. Here comes Thompson. Steals the puck. Tage with it from the near corner. On this left wall, center of the ice to the far circle. Tucks Pass back to the point. That gets by Timmins. A race for it now, and Anderson is going to be forced to the corner to corral this puck, and then Timmins just takes a great angle. And that allows Tage Thompson to get possession back. For Timmins, look out, here comes Tessier. He gets it outside the line to center. Danault to Tessier at center. He can't go straight ahead with it. All the way back into the Montreal zone, and the Sabres are going to change that top line off to the bench. With 15-13 to go in the second. 3-2 Buffalo leading the Canadiens here in this series. Game 5, all tied up at 2 apiece. Puck played off the glass and out from deep inside the Buffalo end, and we'll get a stoppage. Shots are 13-12 in favor of the Sabres.
Yeah, the Sabres here once again picking up where they left off in that first period, getting some good pressure on in the offensive zone, and just the big thing is they're not just standing around. They're moving. Their feet are moving. They've got player movement all over the ice, and they're making those passes, and they're really getting the Montreal Canadiens chasing them. And by chasing them, they start opening up lanes, and then they're taking it to the net and trying to create opportunities here. So all that kind of thing is working very well for them here. Dobish has had to come up with a couple big saves here in the second period already in the first 5 minutes. And they just got to keep that pressure on because Montreal just having a hard time getting the puck out. They're getting tired. They're getting caught in the zone. They're long shifts. And as this game goes on, that's got to pay dividends for the Sabres.
Greenway, Mallenstein, and McLeod. Demidoff, Evans, and Newhook for Montreal. 8th shift of the game for both groupings as it's played to center and into the Montreal zone. Hudson hounded there by Greenway. Evans at center, drops it. Newhook will slap it into the far corner. Dahlin with a backhand clearing attempt. That does get up and out to the Montreal side of center. This is Dobson, right side. He'll dump it right back in. Far corner, Dahlin for Greenway. Left side, he's got Mallenstein up ahead of the play, but too many bodies to get the pass through, and Dobson comes back. He'll shoot it into the Buffalo zone. Play comes around the near wall. Demidoff plays it behind the net. Evans will get it back to the point. Greenway comes out to the point. Good pressure. Knocks his player down. Came up with a puck but can't skate it out. Still able to get it out though. Greenway just swats it out to the Canadian side of the red line. Now McLeod. Gets it ahead to Doan. Up the middle. Doan far circle shot. That is blocked by Carrier. They go to the corner. Matheson behind the net with Benson. Bearing down on him. This is Evans from the near circle in the Canadian zone. He'll flip that one up into the air to bouncing puck for Slavkovsky and Schenn. Luke Schenn deals with it the best. Gets it ahead and the Sabres are at center. Here's Doan carrying it in for Norris up the middle with a shot. Glove side high. And the Canadians skated out of their zone, but a little trouble handling it on the way out. And it's turned over here to Benson at the Montreal line. Benson, far circle, away from Dobson. Turns, just plays it down low. Quinn gets his stick on it. Quinn in the far corner. Carries it, top of the circle, flips it to space. Here's Quinn, can't get it to the net. Now he does, loose puck in front. And Norris's shot is blocked. He'll come out to the far side with it. Norris to the slot for Quinn. That shot is blocked. Benson tied up in front of the net. Sabres buzzing again here. Here's Helenius with it, near circle. He'll drop it off. Quinn trying to cut inside. Again, no shot. Falls to Quinn, far circle. Quinn, again a pass through 3 Montreal players that is blocked. And the Canadiens come back on the counter. Left side on the entry. 12:51 remaining here in the second. Puck played down to the corner. Quinn takes his man. Helenius comes up with a puck. He'll skate it all the way up outside the blue line into center. Pass onto the wing for Power in the Montreal zone. Power holds it to the far wall. Now up at the far point with it. Power shot off the end wall. Canadiens out of the near corner. Gooley. The stick of Zucker to deal with. Now the Canadiens work a 2-on-1 in front. Here's a backhand shot just wide. Far side. Power. Good defense on Kirby Dach. Valeno in the corner. He's hounded, but the Canadiens at the point with a chance to keep it in. Thrown behind the Sabres goal. Comes around to the near wall. Zucker got enough to chip it out. And that will go for an icing call here against the Sabres with 12:05 remaining in the second. Buffalo 3, Montreal 2.
Yeah, and they're buzzing here in the offensive zone. They've been just dominant here in this first 8 minutes of the second period and creating some really good looks. Very confident with the puck, moving the puck really well. You know, Montreal, one rush, they're able to come down. Valeno misses the net on the backhand, but that's pretty much all they've got here so far in this second period. And the Sabres just shot mentality here. They're looking to get themselves in those areas, and they're taking the shot. Quinn, nice move there, chips it by Suzuki, steps in, an opportunity for Norris.
Canadians off the face-off win, slide it in front, score! Traffic in front of the Buffalo net again, and it finds a way somehow to squeak in. And this crazy game somehow is wound up tied at 3 apiece. And it's Anderson going up first along the bench.
Yeah, Josh Anderson's going to get his 3rd goal of these playoffs, and this is what happens. You're dominant at one end, and you get a little loose at the other end. And Luukkonen right out on top of the corner of that blue paint. And he is still waving at something. He's saying that interfered with at some point. And I think the coaches are looking at it. They're looking up at the board right now. And Lindy Ruff's yelling at the referee right now just to kind of stall time here, just so they get a better look at it. Maybe the guys in the dressing room, the video coaches. The referee's at the box right now. He's pushing all the players away so he can have the conversation with Lindy himself.
Got to be real sure of this, though.
But Luukkonen right off the hop, he motioned it. There was 85. I think Tessier's in front of the net, and he kind of has his foot in the blue paint. I don't know whether he got a piece of Luukkonen or not, but this puck is going to be dropped. So 3-3. 12 minutes left in the second.
8:01 time of the goal. Shots even at 13 apiece, but again, the possession so far in this period has been in favor of Buffalo, and here comes Anderson again, down the left side. In behind the net, Anderson away from a check. He'll play it back to the point. Carrier puts it right back down in behind the Sabres goal. Buffalo with numbers defending. Canadians to the line for Carrier. He'll send it back down behind the net. This is Deneau trying to center, looking for Tessier. Puck swatted off a stick behind the net. Canadians are buzzing around the goal, and that's stopped by Luukkonen. Drifts off to his right. Need a clear here from Thompson, and he does get it out. This will not go all the way down the ice, so the Sabres will just kind of set up here their defensive posture, if you will, as Demidov plays it, gets it back again, and Luukkonen, big save there as he fights that one off. Sabres can't clear. The teams exchanging opportunities here just to buzz around in one another's zone on the long change in the second period. Demidov high up the line to the far circle. Shot doesn't get through, and Thompson holds it. Can't clear on the first attempt. It'll come to him again. Tage trying to softly get it out of the zone for Tuck. Tuck's got to get this puck deep. Can't do it. The Canadians come up with it, but Buffalo can change. They got to hurry back into the play. Dobson drops it. Newhook leaves it on the wall. Evans, shot goes wide. Probably just trying to play it to the front of the net, but that took a deflection. Canadians are behind the Sabres goal. Evans in the corner, playing it back here. Return pass for Evans on the right wall. Cutting in, Demidov with a shot, and that one goes wide. Greenway, far side, backhand clear again. Lifts that one up towards the blue line. Mellenstein stood up, but here comes McLeod cutting in. Matheson with the stick, taking the chance away. And now the Canadians will just chip it outside the line past Samuelson. And that forces Luke Schenn back.
This is great. Both teams making mistakes. Both teams playing well at certain times here. This is the way it's supposed to be.
Halfway through this game, tied at 3, series tied at 2. Puck tipped down to the corner, Arbor Xhekaj. He's hammered to the ice. Beck Mellenstein steps into the big man, and the Canadians slip it up and out. Chase after it, Valeno in the Buffalo zone. And the Sabres swat it out, and it'll be an icing call here against Buffalo with 9:43 remaining in the second period.
Beck Mellenstein's probably had 3 magnificent big hits, and he's hitting the right guys too. He's leaning into everybody. But Sabres a little loose there in the offensive zone here. Once again, we talked about that as one of the keys from the coaching staff coming in. Demidov, who's been very quiet in this series, got himself right into the middle of the ice. A little give and go, and he takes the shot. Fortunately, when he takes the shot, it just kind of explodes off his stick. It gets to the net. But he's not able to get the opportunity he was looking for, and Luukkonen able to push it off over to the corner.
Looked like Buffalo was backing up a little bit on that play. You talk when they sag in front of the net and create those spaces. And Demidov took advantage of it as Caulfield working the corner, has the puck. He'll play it back to the line. Hudson cross ice. One-timer, that's wide. Caulfield, if that was on a stick, would have had a chance here near side, but it's up and out. Benson chasing after it. Canadians able to swat it ahead. They got a 2-on-1 into the zone here. There's a pass across. And that one intended for Caulfield from Slavkovsky stays out. As now Dobson near circle. Pass to the slot. Shot by Suzuki. Waved at by Luukkonen. And the rebound falls in front of the net. Sabres are able to lift it up and out. Bouncing puck in the skates of Benson. And the Canadians come back with it. They've tilted the table a little bit here, Montreal, in these last couple of minutes. Samuelson against Bolduc in the corner. Norris there as well. Montreal strong on sticks, and a steal and a shot that deflects up and out of play with 8:45 remaining in this second period. And the goal from Montreal, and Josh Anderson at 8:01 has us tied at 3 apiece. You're listening to the Sabres Hockey Network.
One team, one goal. To beat cancer together. Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center is proud to celebrate the Buffalo Sabres on their run through the Stanley Cup playoffs in over 10 years of their partnership as the official comprehensive cancer care provider of the Buffalo Sabres. Together, they're making a difference beyond the ice, bringing cancer awareness, education, and early detection to local communities. Learn more at roswellpark.org/onegoal.
Get BuffaloLaw.com. Get BuffaloLaw.com. They don't play, they make them pay. Injured, get help today. Get Buffalo Law. They know the way. Get BuffaloLaw.com.
Canada Wolf, Castro and Hall, 959 Kenmore Avenue, Buffalo, New York. Attorney advertising. Injured? Get BuffaloLaw.com. 716-848-8000.
After a Western New York winter like that, your garage door might not be as reliable as you think. Hi, this is Jen Kuhn from Hamburg Overhead Door. Cold snow and ice can take a real toll. Springs wear down, rollers get stiff, and openers start to struggle. If your garage door is noisy, slow, or just not working like it used to, now's the time to get it checked before it turns into a bigger problem. Our team can get you back up and running quickly and safely. Call us at 649-3600 to schedule your service today.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Rob has a 50-50 update for you, folks. You can play from home at sabres.com/50-50 anywhere in New York State. You can play, you can win.
Yeah, it's at $130,196. So that is going to creep up to close to $200 if you want to get in on that one tonight, because it's starting to roll.
Face-off coming up here in the Sabres zone. Buffalo getting their goals tonight from Zucker, Doan, and Helenus. For Montreal, Caulfield, Tessier, and Anderson. Luukkonen set with the draw to his right. Puck is down and away we go. Sabres battle in the corner with Kirby Dach. Power comes over to help out. Buffalo will come away with it. And 3 to center. Montreal with 3 back. Here's Zucker down the left side. Tries to drive off a defender, lost the puck. Could be a 3-on-2 the other way for Montreal. Dach carries to the line. Doesn't control it well. And Power does a stand-up job at the line as much as he can there. That kind of...
Yeah, Power's been excellent in this hockey game once again. In the first period, he was dominant down low and moving the puck really well right there. He does a nice job because he hits the blue line and he gets about a foot inside, and he puts the brakes on, and he forces him to try to dump the puck past him. It hits him, and he's able to knock it back outside the line for the offside here. So, one Power here once again doing a really nice job in this hockey game.
Now, you talk about simplifying your game from a positional standpoint. He certainly has done that throughout the playoffs.
He really has. And just by talking to him a little bit here throughout these playoffs, it just seems like he's very calm. He's always a very calm guy, but a little more open about it, talking, and just feeling good about himself. So I think that is highly, highly important here.
I think the man could grow a serious playoff beard, too. He's got a lot of hair going on.
Hair in his head, but not so much in his face.
I'm sure
he grows
right
about
there.
the same beard you grow.
Look out, Luukkonen almost had one go off a stanchion off of him. Out on Montreal with Tage Thompson there on that shoot-in. You could hear it hit it. And Luukkonen right away kind of ducked for cover. Here comes Byram left side on the entry. Byram holds, fires to the net. Dobas doesn't know where it is. It's Krebs now from the far corner. That gets by Tuck and out of the zone. And back after it is Connor Timmins. He's watched by Newhook. Look out here as Byram fails on the clear against Evans. In behind the net now. Evans comes out far side. Open. Carrier. Far post. Big save by Luukkonen. It's underneath him as he spins like a top outside of the goal.
Demidov with the redirection on the left side coming in, and Luukkonen highly aggressive. He ends up about 3 feet outside the blue paint, but makes the save, able to corral the puck. Nice job.
3-3, 7:42 remaining here in the second period of Game 5. You're listening to the Sabres Hockey Network.
I'm John Woyden, president of Great Lakes Building Systems, where our business is protecting your business. We install and service complex fire protection, security, and video monitoring systems. You've worked hard to build your business. Protect your employees, yourself, and your assets by leaving your company's security to the experts. Call Great Lakes Building Systems at 892-LAKE for a comprehensive security assessment. We keep an eye on your business so you don't have to. Protecting your business is our business.
Call Great Lakes Building Systems at 892-LAKE or go to glbs-inc.com.
Hey, Rob Ray here. You know, covering the Sabres, I'm on the road a lot. Early mornings, late nights, and plenty of lake effect surprises. That's why I count on AAA. When my battery died in the cold, AAA Roadside Assistance got me going fast. And the value goes beyond emergencies. Members save on tickets, shopping, travel, and more. As a proud partner of the Buffalo Sabres, AAA delivers great perks all season long. Wherever you're headed across Western New York, count on AAA. Join or renew today at AAA.com.
Buffalo Sabres hockey is being brought to you by Upstate Honda Dealers. For great deals on the entire Honda lineup, visit your Upstate Honda dealer today. By Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. When it's game time, it's Tully time. By Verizon. Powered by Verizon. Get to your local Verizon store to check out the latest deal. By Level Financial Advisors. Helping you retire better. Visit levelfa.com. By Blue Star Home Services. Your heating and cooling experts. Get started at bluestarhs.com. And by UPS Stores. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Sabres Fans Ticketmaster is the official marketplace for tickets for all games throughout the playoffs. Visit Ticketmaster.com to secure your seats for all the action. And there's been plenty of that here in Game 5. 3-3 is the score. Anderson with a game-tying goal here in the second at 8:01. Face-off coming up in the Buffalo zone to the right of Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Sabres going with Quinn Zucker and Helenius, Samuelson, and Dahlin. Dobson, Hudson, Anderson, Danault, and Tessier for Montreal. Pretty obvious that Montez St-Louis is leaning on this line for the Canadiens. He likes what he's getting out of them, along with Hudson, who passes to the far circle. Shot is off a leg. Rebound sent just wide. Danault had a great chance. Now it's Hudson at the point. He's been a bit of a menace here tonight. Pass across to the far dot. It's brought to the high slot by Anderson. Spins and shoots, and that's blocked. Sabres needing to get a stick. Going to the bench is Quinn, and now Dobson right up the middle. That was there for the taking. Instead drops it for the shot. Top of the far circle, and that is stopped by Luukkonen.
Yeah, Luukkonen able to see that one coming clean, but here Montreal is starting to get a little more nifty in the offensive zone. Moving the puck a lot, but and a problem, the Sabres here once again, it was earlier in the series, leaving the middle of the ice a little bit wide open. And that's where Montreal's looking to get themselves in there. Daniel had an opportunity there. He whiffed on it. And you get the second opportunity. It just kind of rolls to the net, but it was going about 5 miles an hour. Once it gets to Luukkonen and he's able to make the save, you just got to make sure when they get moving around to the outside, you've got to make sure you keep the middle of that ice clogged up.
Canadians win the face-off.
Penalty.
We have our first call of the game here with Montreal possessing the puck. And it's the Sabres going to the power play, the first power play of this hockey game.
Montreal 22 minutes high sticking.
Klosky right off the draw getting in a high sticking call, so the Sabres going to go to the power play here for the first time. First penalty called in this hockey game. Sabres are 5 for 16 in this series. They are running at a 31.2%. And he catches Doan right in the visor. Pretty much Doan skated into the stick, tell you the truth. He really didn't come up with it. He's got his stick. Nevertheless, you get an opportunity on the power play. And this is where it's got to come through big. Power play in regular season, 19.5%. First round, 4.2%. But this second round, 31.3%. It's found itself a lot better.
Doan Benson, Dahlin, Quinn Thompson. Play behind the Montreal net, and the clear will happen. Canadians slap it down the ice. Carrier, Matheson, Evans, and Newhook for the visitors. 3-3 game. Under 7 minutes to go in the second period. Drop back with Tage Thompson. He has one more option. He'll take the line around Newhook. Thompson slaps it around, so now the job is for Doan against Carrier. Doan wins it. He's got it behind the Canadiens' net. Puts it on the stick of Matheson, though, on the turnaround pass attempt, and Matheson will make no mistake as he sends it behind the net. Rasmus Dahlin now for Buffalo. Thompson will be the option to drop. Benson is there as well. Dahlin to center. They're going to gain the line here. Dahlin almost got into open space and then quit on the wall. Trying to fight it to win it back. Dahlin's pass off a skate. Gooley in front of the net. Trying to get a handle on it. Thompson will scamper after down this left wing wall. Thompson on his backhand. Below the goal line. He'll spin it out now. It's taken on the wall here by Quinn. He'll leave it for Tage Thompson. For Quinn at the goal line. Up top, Dahlin for Thompson, left circle. Bobble the pass a bit. Across for Dahlin. He's over on the far wall, right side. Up high, Tage Thompson. Fans want a shot from the big man. Instead, it's Quinn who creeps in. Far post play for Benson. They're just trying to hit him and have it go in.
Yeah, he gets himself tight right to that post, got his feet turned towards the net, the body, and just trying to bank it in him.
Benson now, goal line, doesn't turn. Now on his forehand, it's Doan trying that play. Tage Thompson up top, lets a blast go, it's blocked, and the Canadians with a clear lane to clear it with 20 seconds to go in the power play.
Yeah, Anderson went down on one leg, and he's able to block Tage Thompson's shot, and they're able to put it down the ice. But I like how they're doing a little different here. They're getting guys off both posts, looking for that redirect through the blue paint.
This time it's a drop. McLeod right up the middle. McLeod with a shot. Dobish just barely got enough of that one, and it's cleared. And that'll take care of the Slavkovsky penalty. He's back onto the ice for the Canadians.
Yeah, really good looks there on that power play for the Sabres. Probably 3 really nice opportunities. Not able to connect on it, but at least they're made adjustments here, and it's working.
Power patient down the wall. Throws that one around. And Zucker the far point. Right back down low for Krebs. Power comes down to help out. Hudson picks off the pass. He'll try to clear. Power keeps it in. Left wall to the slot. Quick shot. Zucker! And a save made by Jakob Dobish with Peyton Krebs and McLeod hanging around the front of the net.
Yeah, Peyton Krebs a little extra shot there on Dobish once again, and nothing coming out of this, and no team really sticking around and doing that extra pushing and shoving here today. They know what's at the line.
Timeout on the ice, tied at 3, 4:40 to go, second period, Game 5, series at 2 apiece. You're listening to the Sabres Hockey Network.
At Northwest Bank, we're here for what's next, including your favorite team's next playoff run. With digital checking tools that are a total game changer, like spending alerts to let you know when you've gone overboard on team gear, security features to lock your debit card should it go missing while you're doing the wave, and of course, early pay, which lets you get paid up to 2 days early. That's what we call a power play in banking. To learn more, go to northwest.com. Member FDIC, Northwest Bank, for what's next.
In Western New York, we get to the game no matter what. That means an all-wheel drive SUV you can count on, and that means Honda. And right now, your Upstate Honda dealer has outstanding deals on Honda's all-star lineup, including MVPs like CR-V, HR-V, and the Honda Pilot. And right here, right now, there's never been a better time to get a great deal on an award-winning Honda SUV. For deals and details, visit upstate.hondadealers.com today. For great deals, visit your local Upstate Honda dealer today.
Hockey's not just a game. It's a clash of sticks. It's sprays of ice and crazy saves. It's slap shots and the scrape of blades. It's an endless series of touch-and-go moments that make you feel alive. Through the highs and lows, you march your way down the long road to the playoffs alongside your team, with your jersey on and your heart on your sleeve, because they couldn't do it without you. And when you're there for your team, the NHL store is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at NHLShop.com. A Fanatics experience.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Benson, Doan, and Norris to take the draw in the Montreal zone. They're backed up by Byram and Power. They'll face Slavkovsky, Caulfield, and Suzuki, Gooley, and Carrier on the back end. In a tie game with 4:40 to go in the second period, 3 apiece. Norris at the faceoff down against Suzuki. It's up for grabs. Sabres win it back to Bowen Byram at the line. For Benson, who comes to meet the play. Benson's shot is blocked. He stays with it. Benson holds far wall. Blocked again. Puck stays with Benson. He throws it behind the net. Norris. He'll come away with it. Norris out this left wing wall. Turns, fires it behind the net. There's Benson along with Doan. Doan's got his stick tied up as the play stays on the near wall. Down comes Power to help out. Slavkovsky. Pressure this guy all night when he's got the puck, and Suzuki comes up with it. You know they're trying to hit 13 when this line's on the ice because he's the
You're right about Slavkovsky. Put pressure on him because he will force passes, especially on the backhand. And A lot of the times they don't turn out in their favor.
Extremely talented when he's got the puck in the offensive zone, but you're right. Here's Demidov taking a shot. Luukkonen, he doesn't have it. They banged it in.
It's a goal.
They get behind him after the shot from Demidov, and it's tucked in. And the Canadiens take a 4-3 lead here. Evans going down the line first with 3:45 remaining in the second.
Yeah, it's going to be Evans' first goal of the playoffs, and the shot is taken by Demidov. And it sneaks through, and it's laying right in the blue paint, and it's right on the goal line, and Evans beats Krebs and Samuelsson to the backside, and he's able to poke this in. He makes the save, it sneaks through, and it literally stops dead right on the line, and Evans driving through to the net is able to poke it over the line. And the referee right there, he realizes that puck was not covered. He's right in that corner, he's close to it, and bang. 4-3 Montreal here with 3:40 left in this second period.
First time with the lead in this game for the Canadiens. After it looked like the Sabres, once Montreal tied it quickly in the first, Buffalo just started to tilt the game, but it is tilted right back. And now Montreal with their first lead, puck in their own zone, thrown to center. Lindy's talked about his team being tested throughout these playoffs, and it's another one here now. How they handle this. Samuelsson gains the line. Good patience. Tried to leave it to the far circle. He's behind the play, so it's a flip and chase here. Thompson defending as Tessier will come up with it in the corner. In the Buffalo zone on the right wall. Samuelsson pokes it free. Dahlin won't get there. Mallenstein does. And the Canadiens work it behind the net. They'll pop it out here. Evans given some space there by Thompson as the Sabres back off a little bit here. Evans, Tage watching him. Now they start to crowd the line a little bit. The Canadiens working it along the wall. Evans comes off the wall. Stolen here, and a penalty coming up against Buffalo. And when it rains, it pours.
Yeah, this is not what you want to have. Tage Thompson's going to go to the box here, take the first penalty for the Sabres.
Buffalo 72, 2 minutes
Been out for
cross-checking.
a minute and 17 seconds, and it was showing.
Yeah, he's going to get a cross-checking penalty here. And the Montreal Canadiens, they're 4 for 20 in this series, 20%. They got 9 on 46 so far in the playoffs. The Sabres going to have to come up big here in this last 2.5 minutes to make sure they can only go into the room with 1 goal or less down. You don't want to give them the power play here. It's a very potent power play. It has not connected that much, but they create an awful lot of good looks.
Face off to the left of Luukkonen. Battle for it. Canadiens will tap it to the line. Pressure there by McLeod. But Montreal with the puck on the wall. Slavkovsky, again, he's the one to pressure. Power does. Quick shot. Score! That quickly. Suzuki lets it rip from the near circle. And just like that, the Canadiens now have a 2-goal lead with 2:27 left in the second. It's 5-3.
Yeah, Suzuki's 4th here in the playoffs, and right off the draw, Slavkovsky, he's not able to handle the puck over the wall, and there's only one guy on him. They don't get enough pressure on him, and he's able to get himself away from it, and he slides it across to Suzuki. Everybody's staring at him over there, and Suzuki's getting himself wide open there. McLeod not able to get to him. Timmins is in front of him, but just the quick shot by Suzuki. You know, when Power's the one over in the wall. There he's battling for the puck, and he's fishing for the puck instead of maybe just leaning into Slavkovsky into the wall, and it just buys him enough time, and that one sneaks right underneath the right pad of Luukkonen on the ice.
Luukkonen trying to clear, kept in by Carrier right on, and Luukkonen makes the stop. Schenn racing over. He'll get it out to center. Puck rolls into the Montreal zone. Sabres have lost control of this game. Even though it was tied, you had the sense that the Sabres were in good shape, but not anymore. As at center ice, the Canadiens will shoot it in. Goals from Anderson and Evans at 8:01 and 16:15. Schenn playing it behind the net into the corner. Power gets it up, and now it's Zucker who leaves it. Helenus to the Montreal line, plays it to the wing. The return pass, he bats down out of the air. In the corner, Helenus with Buffalo changing, playing it back, and Tuck will not get on the end of it. It's a 2-on-2 the other way. Canadiens, Suzuki and Caulfield. Suzuki puts that one wide intentionally to get Caulfield on the far wall. Now Suzuki racing after it, along with Byram. Suzuki comes up with it. Caulfield sends one wide. Slavkovsky will race after it. Over on the far wall, puck is played ahead to Thompson. Sabres need their best players to take over this game now. Here is Alex Tuck, in across the line. Pass through the middle is off a skate and outside the zone. Back to Peyton Krebs left side. Walks down the wall. He'll throw it around. Thompson's gone to the bench. Alex Tuck staying out there. Back to the line. Holding it for a shot. That's blocked as Norris tried to sneak one through. And it's moments like this when you look back at some times that the Sabres were maybe a little not gritty enough to shoot the puck. The Canadians who are...
Yeah, not rewarded for the times they dominated them in this game. And then, then a lot has to do with the reluctance of shooting the puck, trying to, feeling good about yourself, trying to make that perfect play and not being able to capitalize.
Again, a good number of Canadiens fans in this building here in Buffalo, and that will not be the case going back to Montreal for Game 6. We know that. So the Sabres have their hands full here. 20 seconds left in the period. Canadiens on a rush with Demidov. Pass across, and that gets away from Newhook. That's a first in this series. Here's Power shy of center for Samuelsson under his stick, but he tips it into the Montreal zone. Below the goal line with 5 seconds, Samuelsson finishing his check. This period is going to end with the Canadiens wrestling control of this game, and the Sabres need a 2-0 third period coming up here just to tie the game.
Yeah, they dug themselves a hole here, and it was just kind of self-inflicted once again here at times when Montreal is able to capitalize, and they cannot do that against this hockey team.
Well, the Canadiens, full marks for hanging in there and working their way to where they are. But the Sabres, as Rob mentioned, will go to the room and try to regroup and get their confidence into their offensive game and test Dobish, who was not good early.
And remember, 50-52, it's up to 146,000, almost 147,000. You got this intermission to get your tickets.
That's sabres.com/5050. If you're in New York State, you can hear us and you can get in, and maybe you can win. The Canadiens are 20 minutes closer to a win and going home to try to wrap up the series. Buffalo's got to come up with an answer. Second intermission with Brian Koziel right now.
Okay, Dan and Rob, thank you. Yes, the Sabres in a hole right now. It's 5-3 Montreal. All the goals in the second for the visitors, Anderson, Evans, and Suzuki. And the story has flipped from a 3-2 Buffalo lead. It's now 5-3 Montreal. When we come back, Paul Hamilton will join us here on the Intermission Report. We'll get his thoughts here on the second period in which Montreal takes control. 5-3 after 40 minutes. We'll step aside here back in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Playoffs on Buffalo Sabres Radio.
I'm here in studio with Dr. Reeb to talk about back and disc problems. Are you suffering with annoying back or leg pain? Tried other therapies but are still in pain?
Do you have a herniated or bulging disc that's affecting your sleep and quality of life?
Call 1-888-59-SPINE. That's 1-888-59-SPINE. Call Dr. Reeb.
My spinal decompression procedure is safe and has a high success rate at healing disc problems.
Call Dr. Reeb. He's got your back.
Ever open your utility bill and wonder, how is it this high? Blue Star Home Services knows you can't control surging utility rates, but you can control your home's invisible leak. 8 out of 10 homes aren't properly insulated. Is yours one of them? Quietly costing you more than it should every month? As Western New York's home comfort and insulation experts, Blue Star keeps homes cozy in the winter and cool in the summer. Their comfort solutions can cut your energy bills up to 40%. Blue Star Home Services. Comfort you can feel. Savings you can measure. Visit BlueStarHS.com.
Get BuffaloLaw.com. Get BuffaloLaw.com. They don't play, they make them pay. Injured, get help today. Get Buffalo Law. They know the way. Get Buffalo Law.
Of the Montreal Canadiens. Passion, pride, history. The Canadiens are playoff bound and the fans are cheering. Depodium Mini Entrepot, proud partner of the Montreal Canadiens, is with you all the way. For your storage needs, try 4 weeks free. Visit Depodium.com for details.
Canadiens hockey is presented by SOR Insurance. You deserve the best broker there is. SOR Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Enjoy the game.
Buffalo right back in, though. Here's Thompson, breakaway, and Dobish gets over to his left to take it away with a pad stop and hang on for the whistle. Face-off win for Montreal, left side. Hudson dancing in, center, scores! Josh Anderson And the Montreal Canadiens off the faceoff have tied the game at 3 apiece. Evans to the line. Carrier in front. Big stop from Luukkonen. And he's got the puck underneath him as Ivan Demidov was looking for his first goal in the Stanley Cup playoffs. He's robbed on that one by Luukkonen. Dobson right back down the other way. Here's Demidov right side. Little space. Shot. Loose in front. And they score! Demidov with the shot. It trickled through Luukkonen, and it looks like it's going to be Evans who got the last touch on it to give Montreal their first lead of the night. 4 for 20 in this series as here's Slavkovsky out in front. They score! Nick Suzuki, power play goal. And the Montreal Canadiens get a couple of quick strikes late in the second period to go in front 5-3.
Welcome back to Montreal Canadiens hockey here on TSN 690. Habs lead the Buffalo Sabres by a score of 5-3 after 2 periods of play. Your second period scoring summary, all Habs here. 8:01, it was Josh Anderson's third from Lane Hudson and Philippe Danault. What a great play by Hudson setting that one up. But we're used to things like that with Lane Hudson. 16-15, Jake Evans gets his first of the postseason. Almost a goal for Ivan Demidov, but he has to settle for an assist. Alex Newhook also factoring in on the score sheet on that one. And at 17:33, Nick Suzuki with his 4th goal. It was a power play goal from Uri Slavkovsky and Lane Hudson. It is time for the second intermission roundtable. Mitch Gallo with Peter Vrionis, and we have our play-by-play man, Victor Finley, with us. Victor, considering how that game was trending, the amount of zone time Buffalo had early in that second period and the way that they played in the first period, how surprised are you that the score is 5-3 for Montreal after 2 periods of play?
Not in the least bit surprised, because that's been Montreal's game all year, right? Weather the storm and then take advantage of the opportunity. And I don't look at this period and say, the Habs are the better team for most of the period. So, we've seen them get dominated at times for a greater stretch of time and still find a way to come out winning the period or winning the game. So I would say I'm not surprised by the fact that the Habs kind of weather the storm early, first 5, 6, 7 minutes or so of the period, and then, pretty clearly here, the better of the two teams in the last 12 or 13 minutes of that second.
Now, Victor, it was well documented in the first intermission roundtable how Jakub Dobeš was not having a good night. Mm-hmm. Makes that massive save on Tage Thompson and seems to have maybe shifted the momentum back the Canadiens' way. What can you say about everybody just seeming to chip in at some point throughout this entire playoff run? It's been everybody in the lineup that has contributed in some way or another.
Yep, well, look, you mentioned Dobeš with a big save off of Tage Thompson. That could have been a 2-goal spread right there for Buffalo. Instead, it's still a 1-goal game, and then it's Josh Anderson who comes back and ties it, and he is, along with Philippe Danault on his line, and Texier, who has a goal tonight as well. They've been generating offense for Montreal. Then it's Jake Evans from Demidov and Newhook, so everybody gets a touch on that line. And then it's the power play with Suzuki, Slavkovsky, and Lane Hudson again. So the comeback in that second period alone with the 3 goals, they all come from different lines, different players within the lineup. It's not like they're just relying on their goalie to keep it close or their power play to keep them in the game. It's a combination of so many different things. So I think that's a real positive if you're Montreal.
All right, Victor, how about Ivan Demidov? He gets an assist on the Jake Evans marker there in the second period. And it looked like it was almost going to trickle over the line. It wasn't going to have enough juice had Evans not tapped it in. But how about this for a stat? Ivan Demidov has had 32 scoring chances so far in the playoffs. That is the most scoring chances of anybody playing in the playoffs without scoring a goal.
Yeah, that I would say that matches the eye test here, especially in this series, right? There was less out there in the Tampa Bay series. But, look, I think Demidov, through 5 games now, has, at least in 3 of them, looked dangerous. I think you could argue 4 of them as well. So, quiet start for him in the first, I thought, but he's come alive here, especially 5-on-5 in the second period of play. So, there's no question here that, at least in my mind, he's overdue for that first playoff goal. And if things continue the way they are, he's going to get it before too long.
I'm running out of words to describe Lane Hudson and what he's able to do here on a nightly basis, Victor. I mean, you've called him plenty of times this year. You've followed this team for years now. This is year 3 or 3.
That's right, year 3.
Year 3 for you. So you're getting pretty familiar with this player. Like, is he still scratching the surface? Like, can he get better than what we're seeing right now?
Well, I think he can get better for sure, but I don't know how much better he's going to get offensively, right? I think, the numbers are going to be – I think he's going to be an 80-point D-man for sure, if not more than that. We'll see how things kind of develop around him here and the way the game is played around the league. But, right now he's when he's on his A game offensively, there's nobody better. Players can match it, but
nobody better.
In terms of passing and finding guys that are open or that aren't even apparently open, like I don't think there's anybody better right now in the game. I think there's guys that are as good or kind of right around that realm. I think of the Quinn Hugheses, Cale Makars, but at least in that one element of his game, look, I'm biased too because I've watched every single one of Lane Hudson's games. Maybe I'd be talking differently if I watched every single one of Cale Makar's games or every single one of Quinn Hughes' games, but that's just not possible, obviously. So I think in that one area he is truly world class, and in terms of where he's going to get better, it's going to be, I think, elements around all of that, and maybe consistency to a degree as well. But he's been phenomenal again.
Now, how about some of the storylines going into this game and how positive things have been for the Montreal Canadiens through 2 periods? Victor, you know what the discussion has been. 5-on-5 play for the top line. Cole Caulfield scores, check. Juraj Slafkovsky's play on the power play, and maybe he needed to be replaced after fumbling the puck a couple times in the previous game. He sets up Nick Suzuki. Check. So the Canadiens get a 5-on-5 goal from Caulfield, a power play goal from Nick Suzuki, and now everything that everybody was complaining about can be put to rest.
Well, isn't that the most Habs thing, though, this year, right? Like, it's, all of a sudden, okay, well, the goaltending doesn't look too good. Well, then it figures itself out. Well, the power play doesn't look great. Well, then the power play figures itself out. And then if you're not getting a whole lot of depth scoring, well, then all of a sudden they are, right? Demidov hasn't found a way to get goals. Well, now he's going to get goals, or it looks like he's going to get goals, right? And, Caulfield's not getting goals. Now he's getting goals. So it really feels like throughout the entirety of the regular season and the Stanley Cup playoffs as well, for all the problems the Canadiens have had, and there have been problems throughout the season, they've always seemed to correct themselves one way or another. Like, I know there's always going to be strengths and weaknesses a team has had, or a team has, but generally the Habs have been, I think, incredibly good this season, or maybe incredibly fortunate, maybe a combo of the both, of self-diagnosing and self-correcting a lot of the issues or a lot of the areas of the game that have been missing at times, and it's shown itself again tonight.
Surprised that we've only seen a penalty each so far through 2 periods?
Mildly surprised. I thought it was going to be a bit of a tighter game given what was on the line here, but look, it's kind of a weird high stick that Slafkovsky gets caught on. Like, I guess by the book it's a high stick, but it wasn't, certainly not an egregious one, but we've seen a ton of those in this series so far.
Josh Doe made it seem egregious.
I know, he did. And then it was an egregious penalty by Tage Thompson. There's no question. That's not the first bad one he's taken this series. That is a self-inflicted wound by the Buffalo Sabres on that penalty. So that's the sign of a young team that's not playing a mature game, whereas on the flip side, I thought the Canadiens were much more better than Buffalo was in that regard in period number 2.
Thank you, Victor.
You're welcome, Mitch.
Victor back with third period action, of course, as well. You'll hear from Victor during the Del Mar postgame show. I'm Mitch Go with Peter Frionis. Canadiens lead the Buffalo Sabres 5-3 after 2 periods of play. We'll get you caught up with the out-of-town scoreboard next.
All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast recording, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Montreal Canadiens is expressly prohibited.
Catch everything soccer with Bell's Game Time Bundle.
What about every save? Every header? Tackle? Slide tackle?
Yep.
Penalty kick? Bicycle kick? Every celebration?
Watch every moment with 5 TV, with RDS and more sports channels, plus 500 internet, all for $99 a month. Includes autopay credit. Visit bell.ca for more details and to check availability. Bell, connection is everything.
Montreal, the moment you've all been waiting for. Teddy Swims. The Ugly Tour. October 7th at the Bell Center. Get your tickets at teddyswims.com.
Here, we like to keep it fresh because Tim's coffee is brewed fresh every 20 minutes. Whether you're on the go or at your desk, it's always the perfect time for Canada's favorite coffee, made with 100% premium Arabica beans. It's time for fresh. It's time for Tim's.
I'm with a Habs fan. Heading into the next game, what are you hoping for?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's about winning battles, winning draws, and winning tickets.
Tickets?
Yeah, Desjardins has this contest to win tickets. You put your name in, give yourself a chance, and you live with the result, you know?
You heard it, Desjardins members. Enter the Take Your Shot contest for a chance to win 2 tickets to the next Habs home game. Contest details and entry at desjardins.com/Habs. Conditions apply.
Hey, you know the difference between the Habs and a tire?
No. What?
There's none. They both have pressure.
Yeah, good point.
Point S, proud partner of the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, whoa, what's that sound?
I don't know. It comes and goes.
You gotta fix that. We can barely hear the game.
Yeah, good point.
Point S. Until June 30th, get $100 on a prepaid card when you buy 4 eligible Hankook tires. Details at points.ca.
Canadiens hockey is presented by SOR Insurance. You deserve the best broker there is. SOR Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back to Montreal Canadiens hockey. Habs lead the Buffalo Sabres 5-3 in Game 5. Again, you caught up with the out-of-town scoreboard PWHL final, Ottawa and Montreal, game number 1. That game in the third period now. The third period just started. Ottawa is up on Montreal by a score of 1-0. It was Rebecca Leslie with an unassisted goal. Coming up next, the third period between Buffalo and Montreal. Habs up 5-3. Victor Finley and Mark Denis with the call on the TSN 690 Habs Radio Network.
When you choose the STM to get to an event, you aren't just riding public transit. You're riding a wave of collective energy with fans just like you all the way to the big event. Heading to the Bell Center? No need to put your whole day on ice. With public transit, you won't have to worry about traffic or parking. A trip to Lucien Lallier or Bonaventure Station gets you right to the heart of the action. Now that's what we call putting it on the tape. With the STM, birds of a feather ride together.
The biggest superstar in country music, Luke Combs, presents his My Kind of Saturday Night Tour with special guests, May 29th and 30th at Parc Jean Drapeau. Tickets on sale now at lukecombs.com.
Voisin knows everything tastes better after a win. This playoff season, when the Habs take the win, the celebration continues at Voisin. Swing by the following day for a free small Bleu Blanc Rouge slush. Voisin, proud partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Details and conditions in store.
The home of your Montreal Canadiens. TSN 690.
Back in Buffalo, the Canadiens are trying to close this game out tonight in period number 3 with a 2-goal advantage. 5-3 after 40 minutes of play. Victor Finley alongside Mark Denis on the call tonight. And Mark, rarely have we seen the Habs have a 2-goal spread to their favor go into the third period to try and close out a crucial playoff game.
And they cannot take their foot off the gas. They've just chased Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen from the net, scoring 5 in 40 minutes. In comes Alex Lyon. Take it to him as quickly as possible. He did not look good in the last 2 starts, games 2 and 3 against the Canadiens.
So Luukkonen gets pulled for the second time in the Stanley Cup playoffs, as he was pulled in game 2 against Boston, and then we didn't see him again until game 4 versus Montreal. He plays just 40 minutes tonight. Alex Lyon, the new goalie, in for Buffalo as we start this third period with the Habs moving right to left, trying to defend this 2-goal lead and bring home a 3-2 series lead to Montreal on Saturday. Here's Suzuki right into the Sabre zone. Swings it in behind the Buffalo net. Taken away by Josh Doan. And out to center. To the far side wing now. There's a shot put high in the Montreal net by Zach Benson as he'll track it down near side.
from the hash marks. Low try. That's stopped by Dobish. Loose in front. And Lane Hudson able to block that. Another backhand try. That one just barely missed from Benson. Habs settle it down. Suzuki just flings it to center. And now here come the Habs. They got a 2-on-1. Slavkovsky's shot, and he put that one off the outside of the goal post. Buffalo back the other way. What a start to this period. We're 55 seconds into it. And Jakub Dobish is going to glove down a puck and give us our first stoppage.
The Sabres setting the tone, getting 2-3 scoring chances. A great block by Hudson, and then Benson on the back end corrals the puck in the slot, shoots it just wide over the blocker of Jakub Dobish. In comes Juraj Slavkovsky, 2-on-1. Samuelsson decides to skate backwards. That's a 2-on-1 off the post, right above the blocker of Alex Lyon. That's his first action.
Buffalo back into their own zone. They'll play it to center. Here's Alex Tuch down the far wing. Tries to spin away from Matheson, and he lost the puck, and here goes Texier the other way. Far side, Krebs off the boards, played back to center. It's corralled by Matheson. And he'll skate it back into his own zone here with 18:27 to go in the third. Just underway. Habs at center. Newhook over the line. He's going to be whistled down for offside.
If the Sabres are going to press the way they have in this first minute and a half, the Habs have to take full advantage of the odd number rushes that are going to present themselves. That's going to be very important for the Habs. We just saw Slavkovsky take full advantage of it with Hudson, hit the post above Lyon's right arm. They're going to have many opportunities.
Sabres win the neutral zone draw. And up to center they skate. There's a long try from Greenway. That's no trouble for Dobish, who's able to scoop it up. And it's hard to believe, Mark, there was a point in this game where we were wondering if Marty St. Louis was going to pull Jakub Dobish after 3 goals on 4 shots. But Dobish has been perfect since that point.
And patience really paid off in those circumstances. And Jakub Dobish has earned the right to battle through it. And he's showing that trust is worthy. He hasn't had to be stellar, but he's been solid, and he's been able to get his bearings back. That's something I don't believe we would have been able to see early in the season with Jakub Dobish.
His bounce back ability has been on display once again tonight as the Sabres off the ozone faceoff. One-time try by Samuelsson. That one's on the mark, and Dobish shuts the door again as the Habs play it to center. And here goes Demidov, far wing, dancing in, lost the handle on it. Arm is up in the air. We're going to have a Buffalo penalty, and the Canadiens are going to the man advantage.
Demidov driving the net, sets up another power play. To the Sabres captain, that's a great game by Demidov. He's seeing the ice really well. He sees an opening, tries to dance around Dahlin. That cross-checks him down to the ice.
Canadiens didn't waste much time scoring on their first power play tonight. They are 1 for 1, and key player in the box here for Buffalo with Rasmus Dahlin. Demidov will stay on the ice with unit number 1. Face-off glove side on Lyon. And false start. Nick Suzuki's going to get tossed, so Slavkovsky steps in versus Jordan Greenway. Big moment here in the game. Habs can make it 6-3 with a power play goal. Sabres win the faceoff though, and Beck Mallenstein clears it off the glass and out. Lane Hudson winding ahead to center ice. It's dropped back for Nick Suzuki. Into Buffalo territory. Suzuki. Drop back to the line. Hudson. Near side Caulfield. Down to Suzuki. Back to the line for Lane Hudson. Suzuki near side. Back to Hudson. Over to Suzuki again, left wing. Shuffles off to Caulfield by the hash marks. Down to the goal line, back up top for Hudson. Tries his shot. That one redirected and missed as it goes to the point for Ivan Demidov. Switching with Hudson. Far side, Hudson. Couldn't get the puck off as it'll go back to Demidov. High in the slot, low shot. That one just missed. 1 minute to go on the 5-on-4. Far side, Suzuki moved to the inside, off his backhand, lost it. And once again settled down by Lane Hudson. Hudson over to Demidov. That one got away from him, but a good keep it by Hudson. Bounces over far side. Here's Demidov through the middle. Shot, scores! And there it is for Ivan Demidov. First Stanley Cup playoff goal. And that might be it for Buffalo here. It's another power play marker, 6-3 for Montreal.
It felt like it was only about time, right? He was playing that type of game. He's been around it. He's generated for his line mates. He's been good on the power play. He's actually created that very power play by driving the net. This time, Slavkovsky, a good keep in, a nice pass to the high slot. Demidov just changes the angle, finds the back of the net, all smiles, and more importantly, collectively, the Montreal Canadiens are making the Buffalo Sabres pay dearly for their mistakes and their lack of discipline.
It didn't take Ivan Demidov long to score his first goal in the National Hockey League. He
didn't.
The first 10 minutes of his first game against Chicago. It's taken him a little longer, though, to get his first of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Didn't have one against Washington last year, and finally gets one tonight in Game 5 on Buffalo as the Habs move it right back in. Kirby Dach got a tip in front. Lyon makes that save. 6-3 the score for the Canadiens with 15:52 to go in the third. So still plenty of time in this period, but it is a long way back for the Buffalo Sabres into this game.
One would think the Buffalo Sabres have learned their lesson. Run and gun hockey is not going to work against the Montreal Canadiens. They blocked shots, they played well defensively to win Game 4, but they've gotten away so fast from that here in Game 5.
McLeod into the Montreal zone. Puck is taken away by Philip Deneau. Back out to center. Played into the Sabres zone. Taken away by Ryan McLeod. Now back into Hab territory. Here's McLeod driving in behind the Canadiens' net. Drops it off. Thompson, little spin shot, and Dobish able to stop that. There's no rebound as he covers up.
And the best part of those two power play goals, they allowed the Montreal Canadiens to separate from the Buffalo Sabres in what is a very tight series, there's no doubt. Now, by making them pay, the Buffalo Sabres have just opened up the game even more, and they're feeding into Montreal's transition. This very last, right before the whistle moment, is a wraparound try, a 360 shot by Tage Thompson, but from a bad angle, we just saw Dobish being very calm and able to freeze that puck, put his glove on it, not allow any rebound. That's how far along he's come in this game alone.
It's been 17 straight saves for Jakub Dobish since allowing that goal to Konsta Helenius back in the first. As the Canadiens go all the way back into their own zone. Keep in mind as well, Dobish had a streak of 58 straight saves in the third period before Zach Benson scored in the third period of Game 4. So it has been hard to find a way through Jakub Dobish in the third period here over his last few games. As the Canadiens are back into their own zone. That stretch, by the way, went all the way back to the Tampa Bay series for Dobish. As here's Demidov, far side pass, and that was a good look for Montreal. It's flung wide of the net, though, by Noah Dobson. Near side corner, they battle for it. It's taken away by Owen Power, and head to center goes Zucker. He'll drop it off to Cole Caulfield, who's there to take it away. And the Habs spin it around in their own zone. This one gets away from Quinn, ends up out of play into the Montreal bench. 13:47 to go. In period number 3, Ivan Demidov has made it 6-3 Montreal on Habs Hockey on TSN 690.
with a Habs fan. Heading into the next game, what are you hoping for?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's about winning battles, winning draws, and winning tickets.
Tickets?
Yeah, Desjardins has this contest to win tickets. You put your name in, give yourself a chance, and you live with the result, you know?
You heard it, Desjardins members. Enter the Take Your Shot contest for a chance to win 2 tickets to the next Habs home game. Contest details and entry at desjardins.com/Habs. Conditions apply.
Hey, you know the difference between the Habs and a tire?
No, what?
There's none. They both have pressure.
Yeah, good point.
Point S, proud partner of the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, whoa, what's that sound?
I don't know, it comes and goes.
You gotta fix that. We can barely hear the game.
Yeah, good point.
Point S. Until June 30th, get $100 on a prepaid card when you buy 4 eligible Hankook tires. Details at points.ca.
When you choose the STM to get to an event, you aren't just riding public transit. You're riding a wave of collective energy with fans just like you all the way to the big event. Heading to the Bell Center? No need to put your whole day on ice. With public transit, you won't have to worry about traffic or parking. A trip to Lucien Lallier or Bonaventure Station gets you right to the heart of the action. Now that's what we call putting it on the tape. With the STM, birds of a feather ride together.
This is Montreal Canadiens hockey on your home of the Habs, TSN 690.
6-3 the lead for Montreal in period number 3 over Buffalo with 13:47 to play, and Demidov has himself a power play goal for his first in the Stanley Cup playoffs. That's got to be a great feeling, Mark, for a guy that's come close so many times.
It's the weight of the world off your shoulders, but he's been all around it. He's been a factor in this game, not just because he scored, but also because he scored. And now he's not the predictable one-timing machine that he was since the start of this series. All smiles.
Demidov last year, no goals in 5 games versus Washington, although he did have 3 KHL playoff goals in 6 games in a first-round series for Scott St. Petersburg that they lost. And, of course, allowed him to end his season and come over and join the Montreal Canadiens in the National Hockey League. So the Habs go back in behind their own net and play it ahead to center ice. Buffalo back into their own zone. They'll fling it back through neutral territory. It's deflected in by Tage Thompson. And Caden Gooley sits on it behind the net. He'll start the breakout. Habs snap it to center. It's played in by Joe Veleno. As it comes back over to Owen Power, here goes Buffalo through neutral territory. Byram left side. Shot trickles wide of the net. Back to the right side. Byram on it again. Snaps it cross ice off the boards right to Doc, and the Habs would have numbers through center. Here's Bolduc left side. Tried to pass it through the middle, but Josh Norris back defensively to break that up. Norris near side. Tied up with Goulet. They both go down to the ice. Here's Byram. In the slot for Buffalo. Over to Power, long shot, and not a very hard one, but it is stopped by Dobish just the same, and he hangs on for the whistle.
The Canadiens are playing with a cushion now, but you do not want to feed the beast. What Zachary Bolduc did just there, zone entry, careless pass through the high slot. You know their defensemen are going to try to cut those passes and jump up. Bring that puck below the circles, play down low, take that puck 200 feet away from you, and take their will away. Don't let the Sabres think they can get back in this by jumping the gun, cutting high-risk passes, and restructuring the counters. You don't want to be doing that.
Buffalo off the offensive zone face-off win. Get a shot from Krebs. And it's taken away by Matheson to center. Sabres pick it up. 12:05 to go in the third. 6-3 Montreal lead, game 5. Josh Anderson elevates this off the boards and out through center. Dahlin back for it. Played all the way to center ice for Buffalo. Canadians break it up on the Sabres zone entry. Back to center for Dahlin. Now move it all the way back into his own zone. Samuelson is there, and Buffalo are going to change. Consta Hellenis.
Pass through the middle, finds Thompson, knocked away from him. As it's handled right side by Owen Power. He'll step in over the Montreal line. Has Hellenis with him. Back to the point. Here's Bowen Byram. Hangs on to it. Throws it over near side. Little backhand try from Power. That's stopped. And Power again at the line. Over to Hellenis near side. Long floater. That's tipped off the pad of Dobish. Now Byram threatens with his shot. That one's right off the chest protector. And we get a bit of a pileup here in front after Dobish throws the puck for the whistle.
The key point of this last save from Dobish right before the pileup in front of him is not to give any rebounds up. There's a couple of pucks there that Dobish hasn't been able to see that were tipped in front of him, but on that last Byram coming around in the cycle to take that shot, Dobish takes it off his chest, into his glove, no rebound. Right before Jack-Eye moves Tuck away from in front of him.
And that's another, I believe that's the first shift of this third period, Mark, for Arbor Jack-Eye. We'll see if the Canadiens try and get him in a little bit more here with the score 6-3.
Yeah, it's not an easy role to fill, but you need to be ready. That's just the nature of where you're at now. Trying to get 2 shots at punching your tickets to the conference final.
Sabres into their own zone. Benson plays it off the boards. Picked up by Dahlin. Buffalo through center. 10:35 to play in the third. Here's a wrister from Samuelson. Rebound in front, bouncing around on Dobish. Settled down far side boards by Buffalo. Another shot. Little chaos in front as it's pushed to the far corner. Back in behind, Benson. To the line. Dahlin with a try. That one sails wide. On near side boards, Samuelson swipes at it, but it goes back to center. And the Sabres reset. They'll get another line change in. Halfway gone in this third period. Here's Ryan McLeod over the Montreal line. Quinn with a wrister. That's caught by Dobish. And frozen for the whistle as Buffalo look pretty good here with a few offensive zone chances, but can't beat Dobish in this third period. It's still a 3-goal spread for the Canadiens in Game 5 on Habs Hockey on TSN 690.
Abrysvo is an RSV vaccine. 60 or over? Talk to your healthcare provider about Pfizer's Abrysvo. Visit abrysvo.ca.
Here, we like to keep it fresh because Tim's coffee is brewed fresh every 20 minutes. Whether you're on the go or at your desk, it's always the perfect time for Canada's favorite coffee, made with 100% premium Arabica beans. It's time for fresh. It's time for Tim's.
Montreal, the moment you've all been waiting for. Teddy Swims, The Ugly Tour. October 7th at the Bell Center. Get your tickets at teddyswims.com.
Are you looking for an insurance broker, passionate and professional? With 65 years of experience, SO Insurance has proven to be totally dedicated to serving its clients. Present in 12 regions in Quebec, their brokers have one priority: to find you the best offer available to insure your home, car, and all other types of motorized vehicles. Call 833-370-2704 or visit SOR.ca to ask for a quote. You deserve the best broker there is. SOR Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Canadiens hockey is presented by SOR Insurance. You deserve the best broker there is. SOR Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Enjoy the game.
9:54 to go in period number 3. Still 6-3 lead Montreal in Game 5. And Mark, the Buffalo Sabres already have 9 shots in this period, but Jakub Dobish doesn't look like he's a fragile goaltender at all right now.
He doesn't look anything like the goalie that started this game and gave up 3 on the first 4 shots. His rebound control is next to none. I'll tell you this. The Buffalo Sabres are probably going to throw everything they can at the net. Bodies and pucks alike. They're going to run up the shot clock. It gives you that opportunity as a goalie to be just a tad more aggressive, to focus on making that first save and not giving up a rebound. And Dobesh has been excellent post third goal scored by the Buffalo Sabres.
Habs in their own zone. Here's Josh Anderson. He'll lift it out to center. And into the Buffalo zone it goes. Texier on it. He'll snap it round the boards. All the way to the line. Here's Gooley. Long look on Lyon, and that bounces around. In fact, it's gone over the glass out of play as Josh Anderson was bowled over in front of the net.
Josh Anderson has been a force throughout these playoffs. For him to score another goal tonight is tremendous, but he sets the tone. And I like how when he gets on the forecheck, opponents' defensemen are hearing footsteps. And that says a lot. It's almost impossible to keep that up for 82 regular season games, 84 next season. But in these playoffs, he's been giving it all for the Montreal Canadiens in New Jersey.
That he has, Mark, and you're praising Josh Anderson there. Owen Power has gone down the tunnel for the Buffalo Sabres. He was limping on his way there. So that is not great news for the Sabres right now, who are down to 5D and would obviously love to have Owen Power in the lineup for them, and what would be a winner-go-home situation at Game 6. That is if the score stands, as the Canadiens throw it in from center. Valeno got it in behind the net. Samuelson up the far wing with 9 minutes to play. Sabres fire it in. Here's Dahlin in the slot, left side. Pressured by Doc. Off the far boards. This is settled down by Montreal. And now hoisted to center by Zach Bolduc. Valeno gets to it. He'll carry in far side. He's knocked off the puck by Samuelson. Sabres play it to center, and the Habs will be content to just fire it right back in.
And that's the simplest way to go about it. It's the smartest way to go about it as well. Keep them 200 feet away from your net.
Here's Ryan McLeod in with speed. Dropped it off to Jack Quinn. That shot might have got the outside of the goalpost. As Quinn has looked dangerous again tonight for Buffalo. Tries another shot. This one goes off a stick and high out of play.
Former Ottawa 67's Jack Quinn has had a couple of good looks there. That very last one, as he's coming in with speed, tries to use Matheson as a screen. The shot will just go wide of Dobesh and hit the outside of the post, blocker side, against Montreal's goalie.
Former 52-goal man, Jack Quinn, in a single season with the Ottawa 67s, but does not have a goal yet in this Stanley Cup playoffs for Buffalo.
Partial good news there for the Buffalo Sabres as Owen Power is back on the bench trying to shake the pain away. We'll see if he's able to continue in this third period.
8:04 to go in it. Canadiens up 6-3 on Buffalo, and the Habs get it out to center again. Luke Shen back into his own zone with Bowen Byram. Collected by Tage Thompson, right side, Habs territory. Taken away by Deneau and played all the way out to center. Sabres on it with Byram. To the neutral zone with Shen. Right side, played in by Thompson. Here's Mike Matheson on it. Stripped away by Tuck. Sabres at the line. Long backhander, that's off the pad of Dobish. Ends up in the near corner. Anderson steers it over to Texier. Pressured by Jack Quinn. The Sabres hold it in. Krebs throws it down low. Canadiens pick it up and just play it around for Carrier. Matheson spinning in behind his own net. Played off to Carrier, and they'll force that around the boards out to center. Canadiens right back on it. Caulfield tosses it in. That's scooped up by Lyon, and he's going to be forced to hold on to that with 6:45 to play.
What this 3-goal lead allows you to do is to manage and distribute almost evenly the ice time. Roll 4 lines. Probably 5 defensemen. I don't think Arbor-Jacquet gets a regular shift yet, but you'll be able to do that there in the latter part if you can keep that up. I like Montreal's intensity, but controlled intensity, where they're not being stubborn and they're managing the puck very well. We just saw Cole Caulfield in between the red and the blue, no free entries, just a lob, and forces an offensive zone faceoff.
Faceoff glove hand side on Lyon. It's won back by Buffalo. Sabres on it in their own zone. Samuelson up the wing for Doan. Through center, here's Dahlin. Off to Benson, long try, and that one might have been deflected by Dolbush and out. And it will be a faceoff back in the Canadian zone.
It makes the puck so much bigger for a goalie when teams decide to enter the zone and shoot it at you. Doesn't look like Owen Power. Yeah, gives this coach a nod. Went out for a quick skate there, maybe half a shift. They'll need him. They'll need him in games 6 and 7 if we get to that.
Yep, no question. And it looks like Buffalo's going to pull their netminder here. Lyon to the bench, so a bit of a Hail Mary from Lindy Ruff with his team trailing 6-3 and 6.5 to go in the third. Looking for any kind of spark here to get the Sabres back into it. Battle behind the Montreal net. Taken away by the Habs. Tossed out to center. This might go all the way, but Matthias Samuelsson back on his horse in time to pick it up. That puck was destined for the empty net as here goes Tage Thompson. And on the right side, low shot steered away by Dobush. Norris with a hit in the far side corner. Carrier applies pressure. Swatted down in the Buffalo zone, and Thompson might have taken a high stick, but no arm in the air. Here's side corner. We've only seen 2 penalties against the Buffalo Sabres tonight, and the Habs have scored on both of them. Sabres are 0 for 1 on the man advantage. Here's a long shot that's stopped by Dobush, and he'll hang on to that. 5:37 to go in this game. Habs trying to nurse home a 6-3 lead in Game 5 to put themselves in front 3-2, heading back home for Game 6 on Saturday.
I've always wondered what kind of tires they put on the Zamboni.
I bet they're not summer tires.
Maybe all season?
I doubt it.
Yeah, good point.
Point S, proud partner of the Montreal Canadiens.
Jeez, feels like the Habs are always on the road.
I hope they have good tires.
They fly.
Yeah, good point.
Point S. Until June 30th, get $100 on a prepaid card when you buy 4 eligible Hankook tires. Details at points.ca.
When you choose the STM to get to an event, you aren't just riding public transit. You're riding a wave of collective energy with fans just like you all the way to the big event. Heading to the Bell Center? No need to put your whole day on ice. With public transit, you won't have to worry about traffic or parking. A trip to Lucien Lallier or Bonaventure Station gets you right to the heart of the action. Now that's what we call putting it on the tape. With the STM, birds of a feather ride together.
Are you looking for a damage insurance broker that specializes in commercial insurance? There is only one name, SOR Insurance. Present in 12 regions in Quebec, SOR Insurance brokers are the perfect advisors for you. With more than 65 years experience, SOR Insurance is proud of its team of brokers who stand out for their ability to select the best products for your business. Call 833-370-2704 or visit SOR.ca to ask for a quote. You deserve the best broker there is. SOR Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens.
The home of your Montreal Canadiens. TSN 690.
5:37 to go in the third. Canadians are up 6-3, and this game is not exactly in danger, Mark, given the score on the clock right now and probably the way this game's been played over the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, and obviously Buffalo's pressing. They try to pull the goalie way early, 6:30 left. A bit of a Hail Mary. But let's not forget that the Buffalo Sabres led this game 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, and had a glorious chance with Tage Thompson on a breakaway early in the second.
Sabres off the draw. There's a good one-timer from Dahlin. That's blockered away by Dobush. Shaky start for Jakub tonight, but he has been perfect ever since the Sabres made it 3-2.
Buffalo hold it in. Here's Tuck with a shot. That sails high. Far side corner. Canadians dig it free. And they're able to lob it to center. McLeod right back in with Tuck. Taken away by Matheson. Steered around the boards. Not out. Dahlin. Shot goes wide off the body. Here's Quinn. Back into the near corner for Buffalo. Zucker plays it out for Tuck. That one is turned aside as well off a quick shot. As Byram up top. Over to Dahlin, back down low. Keep in mind, Sabres 6-on-5 right now, working this like a power play. Here's McLeod trying to snap it cross ice. That's broken up, and the Habs fire it wide of the net. That'll go for an icing call, and that's not a bad trade-off, Mark, because there was a broken stick on the play for the Canadians.
Yeah, and you know that the Sabres have come out with their best forwards out there. You're able to cut a pass, recover a pass. You'll take the icing anytime and force the Sabres into their timeout if they want to.
4:32 to play in this third period. As the Sabres win the offensive zone faceoff, shot goes wide. Habs cleared out down the ice again, and there'll be another icing. And oh no, they're going to say that's tipped, so no icing. As Samuelson is back on it, we play on here. Sabres through center. Thompson down the wing. Little toe drag wrister goes wide off a leg. Back in behind, Benson. To the far side, Anderson. This rolls down the ice. Was that tipped? No, it was not. And it will be an icing for Montreal. And at this rate, that bus is going to be warm enough here to take the Habs out of Buffalo.
Once you get that one icing, you'll take two, you'll take three, you'll take four. Especially now that you've been able to get a change. I mean, you'll take that trade-off. You were sitting on a 3-goal lead, and the Sabres are pressing.
Face-off win for Buffalo. They are out shooting the Habs 18-3 in this third period, but the Habs got 1 goal on 3 shots. That's all they've needed here to put enough distance. Up 6-3. That was Demidov on the power play earlier on in this period. Sabres down low with it, behind the net. Here's Zucker. Off to the far side, cross ice. Knocked down off the boards by McLeod. Back down low for Zucker in the corner. Tuck out in front, that one just missed. Here's Dahlin. Back to the goal line for Buffalo. Hudson knocks over his man, but he's taking a penalty on the play. So the Sabres will get a power play here with 3:28 to go in the third. Bit of a ruckus here at center ice. As Bowen Byram was down on all fours. And Lane Hudson's going to go off for the Canadians.
So Hudson gets a penalty for his cross-check on Jack Quinn, who kind of goes down a tad easy. And at center ice, Josh Anderson, I mean, Bowen Byram stands in front of Anderson. It is a slash, but talk about embellishing and exaggerating.
We've seen that a few times tonight.
Yeah, we've seen that a few times, and I don't think the referees are going to fall for it. Listen up.
Montreal 48, minor penalty cross-checking. Montreal 17, minor penalty slashing. Buffalo penalty number 6, minor penalty cross-checking.
Okay, so Benson gets one.
All right, we didn't see the Benson cross-check in there, but they are going to get Anderson for the slash on Bowen Byram. Did get him.
Anderson definitely slashed Bowen Byram. There's no doubt about it. I'm not quite sure where Zach Benson cross-checks a Montreal player, but the result is the same. We're still going to have a shorthanded situation, most likely with the goalie pulled. Okay, so Byram's the one going.
All right, they announced that as
yeah.
Benson for cross-checking.
Yeah,
all right, but it will be Byram. Josh Anderson still not thrilled with the outcome here.
No, and Bowen Byram has shied away from a lot of the physicality in this series so far. For him to get into that one-on-one matchup with Josh Anderson, I'd rather see Josh Anderson just simply walk away from that confrontation. and for the Montreal Canadiens to try and kill this off.
It's going to be 6-on-4 here for Buffalo. They are 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. Off the face-off, Sabres win it back. Jack Quinn, near side. To the line for Dahlin. Works it over to Quinn, near side, and he's got to contend with the referee here. Graham Skilleter was in the way. Canadians break it up, and they're able to play it off the boards out down the ice. Dahlin back ahead to center. He'll just drop it off for Tage Thompson. Far side Doan. Sabres set it up again, 6-on-4. Right side Quinn to the goal line. Benson with it, spins it around to Quinn. Down low, Benson tried to center that in front. It was all the way over to the far corner. Doan hands it off to Thompson. Back down low to Doan. Tried to center that. Back through the middle. There's a save from Domish as they scramble on the goal mouth. The Habs able to punch it out to center ice.
The one positive thing about that penalty, Montreal is free to ice that puck.
50 seconds to go in the kill as we got 2:15 left in the game. Here goes Dahlin for his skate through the middle. Lost it. Domish covers up. Got a bit of a snow shower, and Dahlin was escorted quickly out of the crease as we get a bit of a scrum afterwards.
As tempers flare up a little bit, I think we're going to see Newhook and Benson here go. Domish was solid. He was solid as Buffalo's amping the pressure on that power play at the end of that 6-on-4. Domish was really, really solid, standing tall. And on the last try, Dahlin with a charge up the net. And once again, Domish able not to give up any rebounds.
So Zach Benson goes down the tunnel. He's done with that 10-minute misconduct. There's 43 seconds left in the power play here for Buffalo. Newhook is also done for the night. He got a 10-minute misconduct on the play as well. 2:10 to go in the third, and both teams just trying to walk away here unscathed to go back to Montreal for Game 6, which will be an elimination game.
And that's the only objective for the Montreal Canadiens now.
D-zone face-off for the Habs. And behind the net. Big scrum for it now near corner. Pops loose for Owen Power. Bouncing puck settled down over to Hellenis. Back over to Power. Far side, Sabres with it. Power up top. Wrister off a stick and hit the glass. Sounds like some Olay chants in Buffalo. Habs fans traveling well tonight. And as a lot of Sabre fans have already left the premises with this 3-goal spread for the Canadiens as Hellenis, final seconds of the power play. Dishes off to Power. We are 6-on-5 again. Sabres still with the empty net. Habs settle it down in the slot, move to center ice. Anderson is back on the ice for the Habs. Minute 10 to go in this game. Buffalo to center. Snapped in by McLeod. Habs sweep it around the boards and out again. That was Dobson, and they're going to wave off icing here with under a minute to go. It is 6-3 Montreal lead. Jack Quinn, right side. In behind the Canadiens' net. Trying to hand it off through the middle. Back to the line. Samuelson directs it down low. Norris on it. Back up high. Missed Dahlin with the pass, and it's a self-clearance all the way down the ice. Sabres back through center. Here's Thompson. Buffalo unable to fight away past Jakub Domish since they made it 3-2. As the Canadiens able to lock it down defensively tonight
And they rattle off 4 unanswered goals as we get a whistle here for a high stick with 7.5 seconds remaining in period number 3.
And what a great showing by the Montreal Canadiens. Trailing 3 different times in the first period. Dobeš allowing 3 goals in the first 4 shots he faced. Marty St. Louis being patient, keeping his goalie in this game after giving Trevor Letowski a long look. And I think the long thought process of knowing what to do. Dobeš answers the bell. The Habs bounce right back. Make Buffalo play for the lack of discipline. That special teams battle was huge in this one, and they're going to get 2 shots at it.
And we will see you on Saturday night. Game 6 in Montreal. It will be an elimination game with the Montreal Canadiens leading the series 3-2 after they defeat Buffalo in Game 5 by a 6-3 final. And we got a scrum here after the final buzzer. It's in the near corner. And this is a pretty big scrum right now. Everybody on the ice has a hold of somebody. Luke Schenn is out there for the Sabres. Gula gets escorted away. Krebs and Bolduc are tied up. Doc has Malenstein, Schenn, and Jackeye are trying to be separated. That's not an easy task for the linesmen. 2 big boys right there. And after a wild start tonight, Mark, we figured 3 goals.
An awful lot on the scoreboard in this one as the Ducks trail in the series 3-2 in what is a must-win Game 6 here tonight at Honda Center. Teams both